as I begin recording. I won't bother streaming because the internet is not going to let me tonight. Duunhollow, the dwarven capital city of the Silver Kingdom, has come under surprise attack just after the Trial of Steel by deep dwarves. It's unknown how extensive the attack is, whether it's a siege, raiding parties, or just a full-blown invasion, but nevertheless, the target, or one of the main targets, seemed to have been the capture of the current High Mountain King, Vitor Yornmeyer. You successfully managed to wade through the surprise attack at the arena, guards assassinated, citizens butchered in the stands, and fending off a deep dwarf warlord riding on Wormback. You intercepted more deep dwarves outside of the ring as they were carrying off the king, paralysed with what you found out to be a variant of the Iron Bands of Vilaro, called the Dark Iron Bands of the Mage Hunter. They were quickly broken by Saoyun and the rest of them dispatched by your combined forces. And you looking around at the ensuing chaos. You saw the Iron Guard under Captain Thordrin Brassheim's command, facing off against parties of deep dwarves clashing in the streets, watchtowers launching large ballista bolts at worms elsewhere in the city. You took in your options and decided to commandeer a ram-drawn cart to rapidly make your way towards the Hunter's Keep, probably one of the safest areas of the city. Along the way, you encountered groups of spear-wielding, red-plated deep dwarfs, rooftop assassins, and spider riders, all culminating in an epic chase scene. Zerth managed to trick and fool many of the oncoming pursuers, reducing their numbers until in a climactic moment, as one of the nearby watchtowers was taken out by a volley of flying boulders and falling in your direction. He conjured the image of the group's demise under the Tower of Rubble, tricking them. When in fact he had narrowly guided them underneath and out to the other end unscathed. You all found yourselves confronted with another conflict at the entrance to the Hunter's Keep, which it seems was under attack by a raiding band of worm-mounted deep dwarves. You fought alongside the familiar faces of Magna and Liska, as well as the pack leader of the keep, Rathgar Whitefang. With your forces combined, you made relatively short work of them, with Balthazar narrowly dying in one of the worm's stomach, had it not been for all of you working together to get him out.
Can I say narrowly avoid dying instead of narrowly dying? I don't want to be dead.
Narrowly avoided dying, shall we say.
There we go.
Yeah, I guess I suppose now Balthazar and Vellum have something to bond over. Regardless, you made your way inside to recover in the safety of the keep. Some of you nursed your wounds, some worse than others. Many of you find yourselves completely drained, exhausted, as you said, running on fumes. But you feel safe for the meantime. You have time to breathe. So, as I get some appropriate ambience up here, Black Hand and Company, what would you like to do?
First and foremost, yeah.
Go ahead.
Take into account where everybody is, how they're doing, and maybe do a rundown on the status of things. So,
all right. You can see Rathgar is tending to his own wounds. You can see High King off to the side, just taking in all this. He looks lost in deep thoughts. What's Liska and Magna doing?
Let's see. given everything, I feel like Liska is going to be probably going to look deeper in, like, to see if there's... She's basically going to assess the situation, see if there's anything else that's a threat to the keep as of this moment.
Alright, so...
And
go ahead.
Magna will be trying to heal Hrathgar.
Okay then. I'll say for Liska, just go ahead and make a general investigation check as you search around the keep. 18. The keep itself, the keep itself does seem relatively safe for now. It looks like many of the hunters, from what you can tell, seem to have left in a rush.
Okay. Okay, cool. In that case then, yeah, she's just gonna kind of come back and are there a lot of hunters left? Or is it just like it was Magna, Liska, and Hrathgar?
It was let's see. Any other hunters? No, they seem to be absent for now. It does seem to be just Liska, Magna, and Hrathgar.
Okay. Then she's just going to give like a small nod to the group and step aside to pretty much be the big beefy wall in case anything else tries to come up and start something.
Alright, making your way, you make your way to the door. You set up your large hammer to the side, bring up your shield, and just waiting for that moment when, or if, anything attempts to get through the door.
She's she's basically patrolling outside the front of the keep.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Melton's gonna finally... Sorry. He's going to take a look around, and once he's certain that there's no other issues, problems, or threats, he's going to basically collapse against a wall. Not literally as in pass out, more just slump against it, slide down, and sit.
Okay.
Somebody tell me it's all over already.
Well, I'm afraid it's likely going to continue for a little while longer. We still need to get out of this place.
I'd like to feel like a fucking iron. How much do we have to?
Well,
We don't have to do anything. What was that sound?
It's hard to say if we can do anything, really. By the looks of it, it is not only the attacking force. With the coordination and widespread, it's likely an invasion. Targeting the entire city during the Trials of Steel? Pretty genius, if I have to say so. The king is rather underarmed by guards. The population is either gathered or more thinly spread. Likely the guards themselves are watching or track on who goes down and who wins. Overall, the entire city would be weakened. They planned this.
Well, yes.
So at that point, Hrathgar kind of comes up. He says, "We may have been caught off guard, but I know certain tactics when I see them. I may not be a soldier by nature, but I've picked up plenty of knowledge of military tactics my many, many years."
Soldiers are trained, not born.
Perhaps.
Well, that depends on who you ask.
Then who teaches them?
Sometimes life. But I digress.
I have to say, this doesn't seem to make sense for an invasion force. From what I've seen, it's not large enough.
To have a point there.
Well, this was probably a ransom party. If I were, say, a despot noble that had been rejected from my right to rule, I wouldn't want to possibly take one of the most defensive cities in all of the land. I would rather have a small elite group that ensures just pure chaos, take advantage of that, steal away the leadership and their kin, and then force them to surrender their rights to me.
That's a fair point. I was thinking as well. It seems they may have had one goal: to secure a high-value asset, that being the king. These seem to be shock and awe tactics, with as much chaos and terror as possible to spread the enemy thin across the city. Civilians will bow to your whims out of fear.
Well, push comes to that.
Not who goes the done.
Execution, most likely.
No. Killing random civilians is one thing. They would make examples.
But not the king.
No, the king they want life. Not only to make the absolute example out of, but to control the population.
And to, well, buy the victory, your life, mercy for your family, for the throne. You know how it goes.
I know.
Unfortunate.
But there is something that's bothering me. These elite forces they have, they all wield weapons of similar nature.
Yes, those.
The spiders I can understand, but their weapon of choice is something that's doesn't sit right. Much like the blade you carry, and then Zhao gestures to Balthazar's, hands.
Mm-hmm.
Your blade, or a weapon of choice, should I say, is a gift, if I recall.
Yes.
Reminds me of what they wield, however. Yours is a real thing, you know. It is present. The weapons they wield are somewhere in between.
That is concerning. These shadow blades they hold, and they vanish. They leave no visible wounds, but cut you deep on the inside. It is the same sort of magic I do with my little birds.
As he wiggles his blackened hand.
Either way, it hurts like a bitch.
Yes, yes it does.
Now, what to do?
Hrothgar kind of picks up again. The blades are concerning enough. What also concerns me is how they managed to tame rockworms. Creatures who are renowned for being practically untamable.
Don't seem much tame to me, but rather controlled. When Seren managed to analyze one with the spell, he gestured with his eyes. Then the one followed. Like he was thinking it, and it just did. Something tells me...
Now that is a scary thought.
Something tells me that they are using some sort of controlling magic. Either by items or by casting. But to dominate creatures like that... that puts into question what else they might have.
I might be honest, but I am rather inclined to say that I would very much like to find out.
For all of us.
You're certainly not alone on it, but I do think your means of acquiring said knowledge would be used differently than our own initiative of it. Not that you're in much shape.
Likely so.
Not that you're in much shape to win over the crowds. Doing a slide up and down with her eyes at Balthasar, at the
wounds.
State he's in.
Bite marks full of acid.
I'll be blunt here. We're all in no state to do fucking anything right now.
Yes.
None of you are in any condition to fight. Stay here and rest there. Keep Centuria safe enough for you to wait out the siege if you so choose.
No. There won't be until the siege is over, unless they have the king. The way they treated...
Zerth's gonna kind of perk up. What do they call? I imagine the king is under a pile of rubble. Possibly dead.
And do you really think they would not try and dig him up and strung him up on some pole to show the world then?
I mean, it depends on how long you can string up something that is...
Paste.
They want evidence.
Yes, that is a good...
They want evidence of this. This has been a long grudge feud going on for God knows how long.
I mean,
they want to show the people that their king is gone. That the Ashby is the one who takes the throne.
Like you say that, but I imagine they want a recognizable body in order to actually be able to show that. Given that one, they won't be able to find one. And two, if they did, which they won't because he wasn't underneath the rubble, it would be recognizable. They could just hang up like a butchered pig, no offense, he says to the king, and just say it was the king.
None taken.
Or something.
I think it's different. Like they have some means of, and she does air quotes, putting him back together. Horrifying.
I mean, regardless, the only people that knew we have the king here right now are those of this room. And everyone else, and emotions to all the dead bodies.
Doesn't mean they won't come looking here eventually.
I mean, that is true, but they have
But
they have an entire city to search. Whereas, I think at least enough time to take a short reprieve. You know, something to get you back on your feet. He kind of slaps Vellum on the shoulder.
Magnus
Friendly.
Speaks up. There seems to be someone missing from your group.
No need to hide it. It appears Nero got lost in the crowds after she said she would go get aid.
Oh, I thought she just left. I didn't realize that she was missing for the
So the wolf cub is lost. Great.
Let's not go thinking the worst. Could just be that she found help and stuck with it.
Oh,
With everything going on.
Hrothgar kind of speaks up and... you speak of your small friend, yes? She came by here a while ago and warned us of the attack in the arena.
Do you see her?
Yes. We would have initially left the attack at the arena up to the guards had she not told us of the scale of the slaughter. Giant worm that joined the attack. Then that we gathered our sturdiest harpoon guns, mobilized our hunters to aid the arena, and your friend left to return to the ring. As soon as we set foot outside, we were attacked. A pair of worms breached through our defences and beneath and destroyed part of the wall.
So you have no idea where she went?
No.
Back to square zero.
At least he's alive, though.
Do I?
Well, he said she went back to the arena. That means...
The arena's a long while away. Chances are she's probably hunkered down somewhere staying out of trouble.
Maybe.
She's impulsive, yeah, but she ain't fucking stupid. She knows when she's out there.
Disagree. As cruel as it may be to say, someone who isn't stupid doesn't give their magical blood to a vampire and release them onto society that then later kills them. No offense.
Wait, what?
Ah, yes.
That's a talk for another time. Either way, we won't know anything, and it's probably a good idea to at least hope she's still there.
That is a very interesting thing that she did.
I'm both intrigued and concerned.
Apparently a lot has happened since we left. Since Angrim and I left. That is... very interesting.
Arngrim will be in the somewhere just looking around the rooms. He's just, "Aye, got a kitchen." As he just shouts around looking through the rooms.
Gurkha will say to Dirth that remember the woman that was with us?
The other demon?
Yeah. No.
Yes.
No. Back before. The one who got arrested.
Oh. But so far out of my mind, I completely forgot. Yes, right.
Yeah, that bitch.
Yeah, she's a vampire now.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That is an little Easter. That is. Okay.
Yes.
She's seemed to be not who she was. He is something else.
That explains quite a lot, given the trouble that we had with her. Well, is there anything else that's interesting that happened since we departed? Apparently we have the time to talk.
Guys keep very interesting very interesting.
If it's alright with you lot, I think I'm gonna try and get some shy where I can. Sal, I need your hands in a sec. Can you give me a hand? Some of my arm is actually melted in damn skin. Sort of shifts uncomfortably.
Alright. Just give me a moment to gather myself.
Sure.
You need even just ask.
I might, honestly. If you had noticed, I look like shit.
I've kinda noticed.
Anyway, I need to get this off first. Takes any more chunks of my damn flesh off.
Okay, yeah, no. Let me help you with that.
So, quick mechanical question. Are we taking a short rest here, or a long rest?
We're gonna take a fucking long rest, man.
Okay. Just double checking. I don't know.
It's kind of what we need right now. We want to take a short and then a long, but I don't know if we have that much time.
I mean, 9 hours as opposed to 8? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's... So, if we're gonna do a long rest, then that's fine. But
Yeah, ideally we want to hunker down in the most secure part of this place, but I think we're in it already.
Guys are in the main lodge, the main fire area.
Oh well, fuck. Let's go somewhere more secure then.
do we think... I mean, I know Rathgar's just like, hey, hunker down until the siege is over. Do we think that we will be allowed to have that amount of time?
Do you want my answer or do you want Sal's answer?
I know Sal's gonna say no. What's your answer?
Also no, but that's only based on the fact that I know that we were the last to be seen with, the cart and the king, however hidden he was. Even though he got quote-unquote crushed by rocks, they're probably gonna be suspicious after trying to dig through it to find us, and if there is remains, that, oh no, there's no remains of a cart, however small.
And this is one of the most secure locations in the city where they will likely look sooner rather than later.
And like
Here's
Sal
also something
mentioned,
to think about.
there were 2 points we could go to: King's own chambers, which was likely compromised, or the Hunter's Keep. Those are the most 2 secure positions in terms of people's skill and arms.
Think we can sleep in that secret basement?
I'd say that the barracks that all the guards stay in is probably more secure.
True, but don't you think they have already been there?
I mean, they've already been everywhere. Like, it's...
Again, here's also a very important point. Sorry to interrupt. Our expert buddy has said, hey, it doesn't quite seem like they have a siege force. This isn't a full invasion. They're not really outfitted for that, which means they might not have the time to spend fully fucking, investigating everything. They are a hit-and-run group, and if we've disrupted that, it makes it very hard for them to, hit and run. At the point they have to run.
So basically guerrilla tactics.
So for the time being, finding the most secure part of the keep and hunting it to hopefully get a full rest.
Yep.
Alright then. You begin to kind of, as a small group here, exploring the rest of the keep. Bring the king along with you. As he does, the king kind of ventures up to the fabulously clad the red demon individual, kind of fabulously clad in leathers, and the armored dwarf.
Siren says hello. Just kidding. No. What's up, Zerth? Yeah.
He says to you, I want to thank you for aiding me in saving my life.
It is no worry, King. It is the best it is the least I can do for, to save my friends. And he puts a hand on Markham's shoulder. To save my friends, kingdom and people. It is, what one demon can do against a horde is not surprising when you are as good as I am. But it had to be done. It had to be done.
What were your names again?
I am Zerth Aloysius, and it motions to Arngrim.
I am Arngrim Brackenbreak. It is nice to,
As he kind of wipes his palms on his armor, trying to get the sweat off, to meet you. And very nervous.
You kind of take the.
Zerth's gonna, like, off to the side, press the digitate Arngrim, like, clean, so it's like, shiny.
Okay.
And his mustache is expertly coiffed.
Need to be presentable.
He,
That's
Bator
what friends are for.
takes your hand,
Yes.
gives it a respectful shake. The rest of you explore the rest of the Hunter's Keep. From what you can tell, it seems a lot larger than it is on the outside. You've explored this place very limited capacity before, but you notice that there are quite a lot of barracks, as it were. Lots of individual kept rooms that all look like they were evacuated hastily in some manner or another. Others look like they haven't been lived in quite some time. It looks as though hunters come and go as they please, stay here whenever they like, as free lodgings. But it does indeed that looks like anyone who is here left in a hurry.
Are the kitchens still functional?
Sorry?
Are the kitchens functional?
The kitchens are generally still
It's not
functional,
damaged,
yes. Not damaged, no.
Arngrim knows what he must do.
There we go. So, Arngrim preparing a well-deserved meal for everyone before their long rest. What does the gourmet chef produce? The king.
What kind of wild exotic ingredients we got here that I can buff my party with?
There are an all manner of just strange exotic meats, very odd looking fruits and exotic vegetables. Sort of seems as though they've been imported here from half the world over. It's very much could probably produce very much a feast fit for a very decadent noble.
Perfect.
Seems
I
a Hunter's
will do
Keep.
just that.
Oh. Go ahead.
Angron will join him and do some worm stew.
Okay.
Lifts up the hat. I got some meat too, lad. Oh, come here, come help. We'll make a stew together. Here, I'll hold the pot and you can stir.
Hey, stirs a lot.
Can I get advantage with him helping me?
Sure. Make what was he? Cooking utensils check. I forgot what name for that was.
Cook.
There we go.
Cook.
Go
Fucking
on.
24.
suddenly.
You have expertise in it.
Yes. Cook.
Wonderful.
It's
Oh.
go on.
Over the next hour or so, while the attack is presumably going on our side, you produce for the entirety of the party quite a formidable dwarven style feast of exotic meats, cooked stews, spiced chickens, cornucopias of various fruits. It's wonderful. However, Rathgar doesn't seem to be partaking, as it were. He turns to Liskra and says, Magna rather, says, we have options available to us. You can stay here and hold down the fort with Liskra while I join our brothers and sisters out in the field, or you can join me in the hunt. personally wish to not stand by while the city is beset by monstrosities.
Magna thinks a little bit. You think these young pups, he points to the back of the group, can handle themselves with the king? I mean, it did take out a dragon, but I might stay here.
Very well. Then I will go. I will need regular patrols around the fort perimeter. You and Liska. We wiped most of them out, but I cannot risk the fort being attacked by stragglers.
Very well.
I will go to aid those. Go ahead.
She said just stay safe on the hunt while you're out.
I will. I will aid those in battle near Fort Hammerhurst. Help rally the rest of the soldiers there and meet up with the captain. We shall see the extent of this attack and fight them off night and day if we have to. This citadel stood proud in defiance before, and I will see it continue to stand.
You wish.
Rathgar turns to the rest of you as you're all kind of eating and finishing your meal. If I don't return within the day, or the city falls, then take the hidden tunnel out of the city in the forge room. It was built for events such as these. Turn the anvil, and the way will be revealed.
Noted.
Turns back to Liska and says, once you are done with your patrols, lock the door behind me. And yourself.
He just gives a nod.
Rest well and stay safe. And he makes his way out.
So are we locationally? Are we in the kitchen, or are we in the safe place we're going and brought the food in?
You're all in the kitchen. It's a sort of combined, sort of rustic kitchen dining area. Like it's more like a mess hall than a full dining area, but it's functional for the meantime. But all of you are the only ones in there right now.
Sure, that's great, Grim, but I don't have any die left.
When you finish a hit or a long rest, you get half your total level and hit die.
Oh, right, okay, that's
4. With his feet, you gain an extra 2, so a total of 6 out of 8 die are returned.
Okay. But yeah, are we moving somewhere else, or are we gonna bunk it down?
Depends what you want to do. If you want to continue conversation, or if you want to head down for the. I'd say, but by this time it's turned about 10 o'clock in the evening.
Not a complaint, but where are we going in here? What's the safest place? It's about to just completely go out.
You have options. The deeper you go, the harder it will be to get to you, but unlikely you'd be able to come out here and defend in time.
Whatever we do, we should stick together for sure.
I don't know.
Well, Wagner, you basically live here. What do you think?
Let's go to Rathgar's chamber.
Okay, sure, let's do that then.
Okay then. You're all going to go to Rathgar's office.
Sounds like the safest place.
Yep.
All right then. You make your way out. You all make your way out into the main foyer and head up the sort of the curled sort of double stairway that kind of curls around the front desk with the enormous skull of Malinus hanging above, kind of looming there, just ever presently watchful. Make your way around up to the back of the main chamber here, and into the antechamber where you can see Sahir's office next to the larger double doors of Rathgar's office. You kind of push against the door, and it is open. And creaks open. And there's the fireplace is out. It is dimly lit, but you presume very safe for now.
Right, maybe now I can do some help with this.
Yeah, here.
Thanks. So you can still do healing kit stuff despite not having any hit die, right? Is it just a separate sort of healing?
Yes, it's a separate
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
It's just measured on the total amount of hit dice that you have, aka your level.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Magnus gonna see a very pretty sight as the armor comes off. There's like chunks of, there's obviously the pockmarks of acid and such, some dings here and there, but there's some chunks that seem to have been taken out by jagged metal.
Slap a banner on it, it'll be fine.
The fuck?
It's been a very, very long day.
Balthazar was not the only one to get eaten.
Okay. Alright. Hold on. 1. You were in the gauntlet tournament, right?
Yes.
Okay, that explains one of two things. The last thing. Remember that fight he looks at Velo with Prothus?
Hard to forget.
You have this thing about you that you...
But back up for pain.
Yes. Best way to put it.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too.
Oh boy.
We've all noticed it.
You get
Maybe I'm
16.
just bad luck. Who knows?
Once the armor's off, he starts using Hurricane, you get 16.
Yay!
Definitely need some better
Thanks for your
training.
question.
Very much needed, thank you.
But what?
Right, I am gonna just sit here and try to wake up eventually. He's gonna sort of settle as comfortably as he can in this situation, and he will be asleep for the foreseeable future unless woken up forcibly.
Okay.
I know I'm removing myself from the series of events, but given how Bellum is at the moment, he definitely would not stay awake for any decent reason.
Yep, that's fair. Alngrim and Zerth, what are you two doing?
Cooking,
Zerth?
eating, probably protecting the king.
Okay.
Yep. Zerth is sitting there and enjoying a it's basically like tuning his instruments, like softly playing soothing background music. Bard things.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you. I imagine Alngrim is probably sitting right next to the king.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
going full bodyguard duty.
Yep. One thing you do notice is King has not eaten anything, and he's just he's kind of steepled his fingers together, just resting his mouth on them. He's just staring off just staring at his plate, just not saying anything. It's this deep furrow in his brow.
Is it not to your liking? I could make it again.
No, it's fine. All that.
Oh.
My mind is elsewhere right now.
Maybe focusing on something else with a little bit is good. Gets head straight.
Yes. I'm sure. Try some. I'm sure you'll like it. It will be a refreshing thought for you. Maybe if you need to talk about it, I could at least listen.
Zerth just gonna
Kind
kind
of
of
side eyes to Zerth and then to Gronka.
yeah, Zerth's gonna kind of chime in. I think as all good kings do, he is worried about his people. Right now, there is a siege happening in his city, and there are people that are outside his scope to protect. I feel like right now the best thing, and he just kind of gives out to the king, is perhaps to let him ponder the weight that a crown gives, or maybe, as suggested, king, you may take your mind off of your worries, if not, at least for a moment. And he plays like a quick little
Strum.
couple chord things, but yeah, couple strums on his guitar now, and just kind of nods to the suit.
So
You
just
read people as well as you play your strings, Bart.
just as a player thing, did the restrain give him a level of exhaustion? Do I remember that right?
I don't think it did.
Doesn't
Yeah,
seem.
I
I don't think it
Yeah.
said that.
I don't remember if the bonds did or not.
He doesn't seem particularly exhausted, but it's very easy to read on his face that there is strong
His
sense of
mind is elsewhere.
a strong sense of concern and worry.
But I'm also just wondering, like, if he gameplay what did he gain a level of exhaustion from being restrained by this magical item? I think I remember there being talk about that, but
I don't think it does that.
yeah, I don't
No.
remember. That's why I have it in my mind for some reason, but I just want to clear that up.
It's all good. No, I don't think.
It's there on it's there on your it's there in the inventory screen.
Let's see, magic items.
But
There you go.
yeah. So, they're going to kind of sit down and across from the king, and just kind of smile and just softly just play kind of like a little ditty. Nothing too extravagant, just background music, very upbeat, major chords. And he's gonna look at the king. It's like, if there's one thing I have learned on my time in your city, staying amongst your people, singing them music and songs, regaling them with tales, is that they have a strong spirit, my king. And it will take much, much more than something as trivial as this to break it. You have ruled and helped guide a strong people. And from what I saw on the streets, they protect themselves. They protect their own. From your captain, who was injured in his fight, commanding his troops, to the citizens helping each other escape to safety. I do not think you have to worry quite as much as you are.
Go ahead and make a just a general charisma check. You as you exert your sort of this aura of your charming personality upon the king.
Charm.
Can I maybe use persuasion, because I'm expert in that.
Sure, well, we did discuss last session about using skill checks versus ability checks, so I'll let you use your persuasion.
Okay.
Are we helping him in any way, or?
Sorry?
Let's not try and fish too much for the advantage.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering.
This is mainly a Zerth thing.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
How about 31?
Fuck you.
I mean,
Jesus Christ, 31.
I don't know, I think you might have needed advantage on that.
Okay then.
Zerth does what he does
Didn't
well.
even need it.
You visibly see a sort of weight kind of shift from the High King's shoulders as he just listens to the soothing tones of your sorry, which instrument was it again? Lute?
Bagpipes. I'm just kidding. No, it's no, it's basically it's like it's guitar. He's like softly playing.
Yeah.
Like
Spanish guitar.
yeah. That's he's a fucking
That would be
mariachi. Mariachi. No, yeah, he's just like softly playing guitar.
Okay.
And it's a dwarven, and like I don't know if the king noticed. He maybe did with that 31. But it's like the dwarven national song almost. Like, and it's full on major chords, very uplifting, very like prideful.
And he does indeed notice. There's his eyes that were once filled with worry now seem to almost sort of sag and relax a little bit. Whereas once you kind of the sort of faintly luminescent white eyes, whereas once they were a worried squint, are now a relieved gaze at your instrument. He says, perhaps you're right. We dwarves, with that he kind of gives Arngrim a kind of a friendly slap on the back. We are a hardy people.
He's never watching that back again.
I mean, I live, and I'm not even a guard, so it'll be fine too. Kind of like covers his hand and gives a thumbs up to Zerth.
Zerth just kind of like rolls his eyes.
He touched me.
I know you. Calm down. He's...
Now,
I suppose what? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Now, you should get some to eat. You can't be a good thing on an empty stomach.
Kind of gingerly takes what looks like a well spiced drumstick in his hand. Just sort of holds it there. He doesn't take a bite, but he just seems to be thinking for a moment. There's also the manner of why do they want me?
Pig. You're important.
You're simple to the people.
Yeah.
My mind asks why, but my gut tells me why.
I would say that this was Arngrim's cooking, but you haven't eaten any yet, so.
His cooking is fine.
Soap gets near it once, and now everything's ruined. I learn.
My friend, your cooking's fine. Don't worry. I just have other things on my mind. Perhaps my lineage.
As a player, I don't necessarily know his lineage. Is he like directly descended from Dune?
Make a
What's
history.
it?
Make a history check.
Do you have this one?
Before he rolls, as a dwarf with history, could I help him out?
You would definitely
On
know.
the prompt of lineage?
You would definitely know about his lineage, yes. As a patriotic dwarf you are.
So I guess
mean,
Zerth
shit
just
that
kind of.
was to him.
So I guess Zerth just kind of, at the mention of lineage, just kind of gives a look, like a questioning look to Arngrim. Like, can you explain?
Explain.
Can I explain? Do you need me to roll? I was gonna roll to help him out.
When a female dwarf.
Because I didn't want to take over his action, you know?
Oh no, I mean, like I said, Zerth, because he would have deferred to Arngrim anyway, like, about dwarf, whatever. So when the king's just like, I'm just basically bypassing the role entirely by just looking at someone who should know it, and just giving a look that asks, like, can you explain what he means by lineage? So I'm prompting Arngrim to talk.
Okay, so go ahead, if you so choose, Angry.
I would be happy to explain that, but unfortunately I'm going to have you fill in the blanks, because as a player, I don't know about his lineage.
Okay. Let's see.
Now I really want to hear Janet do Arngrim's accent.
No way.
You could just insert any dwarf.
It's just the king talking.
You would
Oh, look at me! I'm a wee little kid. Oh, daddy, oh, JK.
Yeah. Just throw Scotsman
you would
from
know.
Samurai Jack.
You would know that's about approximately 8 years ago. During the I believe you would know the 100th Jubilee, the reign of Clan Jornmire, or Jornmire. Bretor and the then Mountain Queen Gladria Jornmire were both poisoned and almost died. Bretor survived, but Gladria did not.
Hmm. That's bad.
Wait, so does he not have an heir?
Where's DMing Atlas?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
remember
DMing.
briefly reading on that. Well, he does. Oh, that's the wrong voice. Sorry.
Balthazar chimes in.
Well, he does. But you see, lad, it's just one daughter. That makes it difficult enough to carry a lineage.
I didn't
Don't
know
have
that.
to have the king if the king's line can't continue.
As he just kind of goes wide eyes and stares off.
Zerth kind of looks confused at this, like, but he has a daughter. I don't understand.
The king kind of pops up for a moment. I'll tell you. You saved my life after all. I think you deserve to know.
It's true, I did.
My daughter, Tora. Many months ago, she ventured into the mines, leading an entourage of mountain guard to investigate reports of small raiding parties that had attacked our miners. Admittedly, I was worried, as any father would be, but she's a competent woman, able to look after herself. Takes after her mother in that aspect. Fiery, passionate and strong. One day she'll grow into a great leader. But this attack makes me more worried now for her safety than ever. But yet I don't even know if she's alive or not.
Oh, well, definitely makes things different. Do we want to possibly... Sorry, I'm eating right now. It's hard to do an accent while your food in your mouth. Do we want to go...
It's suitable to the scene.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah. Do we want to go... Do we want to go, looking for her? Where will she be?
I don't know. Last I heard, she ventured into the mines.
Oh, wait, was this... Did this happen at the... Wait, did this happen at... Like, just before the tourney? Like...
This was many months ago.
Wait, so she has not come back?
No.
Was she supposed to be back by now? Or is this just kind of like, oh, she'll be for a while?
This was
It's an opportunity.
an expedition into the mines that would probably take many weeks. But this attack has given me second thoughts.
Well,
If I may, it sounds like there is a reason for this attack. They like to have your daughter. It's been long enough, and with the lineage out of the way, all that is left is to take the rule. That's probably why they wanted you alive. Take you to the mines, show you your daughter, force your hand to the throne. They wouldn't act this bold if they didn't have some sort of bargaining chip. Perhaps we,
As he gestures to himself and the others,
might be able to retrieve your family for you.
She's the only family I have left after those bastards took my wife from me. Had it not been for Tora, it would have been successful in taking me out as well all those years ago. Well, they did, but she brought me back.
Oh. An impressive healer, then. You must be proud.
That I am. So proud. See, it was our... There's a very rather pregnant pause. Looks around for a moment at all of you. Those of you who have just saved his life from the hands of the deep dwarves. I feel like for a moment I can confide in you. It was our clan's 100th jubilee of rule. The cowards used perhaps the most cruel poison ever concocted by mortal hands. Called a soul-severing tonic. Once imbibed, When exposed to the bloodstream, it's instantly lethal. Kills within a matter of moments. That's bad enough. But normally, if a powerful healer is around at the time, the victim can be brought back. Not with this poison. When
Sarge sort of stands a bit back and just looks on. And that's where the names comes from. Yes.
Indeed. See, when my daughter taught me this a long time ago, when resurrection occurs, the spiritual umbilical that connects one to the living world after one dies, that's the lifeline healers will target to bring the victim back. However, the tonic's enchantment targets that and severs it completely, dashing any hopes of resurrection. Certainly, if one is powerful enough and quick enough, one can catch these shredded tethers in time and wrench them back, but both parties will be damaged, either physically or psychologically. And, well, in the chaos of the moment, my daughter was forced to make a choice no one should have to make.
Which parent lives?
Indeed. His voice sort of quivers for a moment. And, Arngrim, you've always seen this individual as this, near godlike entity to be revered and almost worshipped in a way, but now he sits before you, a man who is wrought with worry. My Galadriel was strong of will, stern of mind, and had a heart that burned with the fires of 1,000 forges. It's at dire times like these that I wonder if she would have fared better than I. I wonder if I, Tora, made the right choice. But now I have no way of knowing if she's safe or not.
Well, I think you're a great king. You can't control what... I don't know how to say it, but some wee prick out in the mine, hiding in the ground, can do. All you can do is lead the people here. We all make mistakes. I could cook this, and that's pretty nice, but I've also mixed in soap in the pot when I was cooking before. And not just when I was starting, but after I knew all my pa's recipe. No one's perfect, no matter how good you are. The only thing that really matters is that you try. It's not easy.
Make a persuasion check, Arngrim.
He ain't great at these, I think. But he'll give it his heart. Six. The mumbling of a peasant might not really connect.
There is no visible...
And a 3.
There is no visible response from the king. He just seems lost in thought, but he does eventually sort of straighten himself out for a moment. He chokes back, the slight catch in his voice. Apologies, it's not very... Shouldn't see me like this.
Nobody should see people like that. But here we are, midst a mild invasion force have all lost to the depths of ground, not knowing where she is. But people in panic and people out for your throne.
I'll just put everything in the light, don't you, Sal?
I mean, considering everything that has happened, you are still here. You, the king under the mountain. The one to just sort of does a mild gesture out to, to symbolize the entirety of the city. You have all this, and you sit here and wonder why the people follow you. They follow you because you are king, not by choice, by lineage, and a lineage you hold proud. What would your daughter say if she saw you like that? Moping, wondering if she's okay and not worrying enough that the people, the lifeblood of the kingdom itself,
Well,
just running through the streets.
Well, she'd probably call me a mopey git, like her mother, and tell me to pull my thumb out my arse and do something.
Exactly.
Well, but the thing is that, as of this moment, none of us can really do anything. So, while I appreciate the guilt-laden pep talk, Sal, perhaps we should kind of save this result for a later time when we actually can do something, as opposed to just letting the king stew in his own sadness and memories. King, you say that your daughter has went on an expedition, yes?
Aye.
Okay, and right now, as many have said, this is not an occupation force, this is just kind of a shock and all sorts of thing where people, they're trying to kind of sow as much discord and, calamity as possible. Which, in the end, can really only do so much. I think, given what we have, your safety and everything, I think once this is over and the people see that their king is alive and well, the city will come back all the more strongly. Sadness, catastrophe, it helps build up people, helps them solidify after something like this. Makes the bonds that bring you all together all that much more stronger. So, worry not. Don't, everyone pines about what ifs. And having been in your situation, I know that survivor skills is a real thing. A lot of, if it was me instead of them, how would things be different? And that is a ruinous train of thought that you should not find yourself, you should not take that path, because in the end, it consumes you about things that will not change.
Do not be sad for you that did not find gold, but be happy that you found silver instead.
Zerth, go ahead and make another persuasion check with advantage with Sal helping you.
Alright. Supposedly I'm good at these.
41.
No, just 26.
26.
Just.
26.
I mean, not far off.
Just.
Barely made it.
Barely.
The king's
Roll a
this.
50. Roll a
The
50,
king.
damn.
You can visibly see the king's kind of visage seem to. He grows hardened, stern. Kind of straightens his back a little and kind of takes the drumstick and kind of wrenches a chunk out with his teeth and kind of slams his fist down. You're right. Cannot stir in my own misery. Gladria wouldn't have that.
The resolve of the king is the resolve of the people.
Well,
Any
Thazar.
politician knows.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm done. I just said, resolve. The king is the resolve of the people.
I also overlook from Sal and then give a little look to Zerth. Corner of his lips just smirk up slightly and he nods to him.
You know he's right. There's no point in focusing on what could have been, only what will be, what we have power to change. You are at a precipice to shape a kingdom and in turn the world. It is not an easy thing to do alone, and I commend you for your efforts. It is very admirable. But obviously the weight of that responsibility is heavy on your shoulders. And thankfully the next generation has a strong pair to bear that weight. But I fear they are not here, stolen away by these people. There is likely a reason why she is still in the mines so long. How would you feel if I led a expedition group, or invasion, if you would prefer that, to go to the mines and get back your daughter?
Kind of gives you this peering look as if you've just promised him miracles. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, because you're speaking of his long-lost daughter.
Alright. And he'll just sink
And he seems...
one final talent into him.
I can be any man. And I will bring back one.
Aw, 10. I had to roll a 3. I rolled nothing but 3s. At least I can cook.
Regardless, this was a 50-50. This was
The meat beats.
it was a meet. He was
The
rather
zero situation.
because through his kind of reformed firm exterior, he did display himself to be a rather desperate man. You are speaking of his daughter. You are speaking of his daughter nonetheless. So had it been a 9 or lower,
I'll take it.
kind of sighs to himself. An expedition. They must have knowledge on whatever lays beneath. I'll not be able to send in the full-blown army.
Oh, no. But
Perhaps-
a small elite armed group.
Perhaps they may take you up on this offer.
Very good.
If I
Without,
may,
without Tora, there can be no future queen. But most importantly, she is my daughter.
if I may, Your Highness. I see two options. One, was captured, which prompted this force to come and take over. Or she was not captured, but rather trapped by a cave-in, or they found that she went deeper than they expected and got lost.
Anything but capture is best scenario I can hope for.
Even if they were to capture her, based on what you said, I'm pretty sure she kicks some ass.
She's been known to be quite fiery at times, aye. She was a bit difficult when I was raising her.
Like father, like daughter, I guess.
Like mother, like daughter. He very much takes after my wife.
I've heard that before. I've heard that.
But regardless, if we are to do anything, none of you look like you're in fit shape to fight.
Oh no. We are not. It will be time.
It'll do healing if anyone needs it.
As the meal continues throughout the next 15 minutes or so, we'll finish and you retire for the evening, or do you have anything else you want to discuss?
Out of character, do we want to set a watch?
Do you?
I'm tempted to say no based on our location, but no.
We know Liska's going to be at the door.
Liska and Magna were going to be in patrols, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have something I want to have Sao talk with Arngrim about.
Okay. No one else minds? I mean, he's a guest.
Get you
and
some
getting a lot of
saucy
light.
rum.
Is this okay with the rest of the party?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm asleep, I don't fucking care.
Oh, I'm already doing a patrol.
I should probably sleep as well.
Alright then. Sao looks to Arngrim and makes a mild gesture for him to sort of come over, even though she knows that he wants to be close to the king.
Oh yeah. He'll meander on over. Aye?
I know now is not a time to drag you away from. And he just sort of looks to the king and then back to him. The important things. But I would like to apologize.
Oh, it's... Friends are too lost. What would you apologize for?
There's a lot of things that have happened during the last few months. And I know that you and I had a bit of a rivalry growing on.
Yes, a wee bit of a rivalry, eh?
And I know it hasn't really been that showing, should I say. But I do actually want to keep it going. After all, being in the Dwarven capital has shown me that I can improve. It's especially over the crafts you have.
Ah, well, I'm glad. It's important to be able to have those lessons.
But it also showed me another thing. Remember the past and who you've met. And who friends are. And you are one of the few first friends I've made outside of other orcs. Actually, you're first.
You don't have to go that far for me, lass. Thank you. Yeah, I've had my own things I think about, remember. Like you mentioned, growing from the past and remembering your roots and traditions. Something over the past week or so I've thought a lot about after jumping into you again. Sorry you've lost your little one. You seem quite close.
Yes. You know, when I first got out of, well, my own home and shell, never really met many who would care to know my own culture. The little one, on the other hand, I guess she was one exception.
Hey. Well, she was. See,
Might not have met her for very long or traveled with her. But I think you might have liked her. She was curious. Is curious, should I say.
Ah.
Always looking to learn things. Always curious about people. She sort of reminds me of, I don't want to say you, but a part of you. Competitive, in a way.
I see what you mean.
You?
Well, in some of the importance of maybe competitive nature. It's a nice thing that you're able to have those sort of connections. I'm very glad you were able to find them. They're rare, and oftentimes you'll think you find an opportunity only for it to slip away. So be wise, let's say.
I might be socially awkward on Grim, but I'm not dumb.
No, I suppose you aren't.
I mean, I did have a spark of inspiration after the Grofus fight, and it was a spark that came from you.
Really? Now that's something I'd like to know about how.
Do you recall how you first introduced me to the ways of your clerical nature.
Oh, it's been a long time, but enlighten me.
Well, at first I didn't think much of higher powers, or they would, you know, bother with people besides what ancestors could teach you by writings and learnings. But fighting Crofus, it slowly put perspective into what power actually comes from. A sense of will. And she sort of points to his chest. You might carry your fate on your sleeves and in your heart. But it's your will to carry it that makes it strong.
That's a good wisdom. It is.
Which led me to the spark of I tried to make my craft out of what I could see around me. And just that. Only what came from the nature around and the irons of the earth. But it was never quite enough. There's always something missing. So? And then she sort of unslings her rifle and sort of holds it out to Arngrim and undoes a leather wrap around the gun barrel and its fork area. I recalled something that you dwarven people do. Under the leather wrap, there are symbols that look orcish in nature, but with a clear dwarven style to them.
Oh, cool.
I may or may not have, don't want to say redeveloped, but experimented a bit with what I've learned from you.
I'm honestly touched that you've done that. It's not an easy thing to relearn old skills, but it's something that can be done if you try hard enough. I'm impressed. I think you'll go far.
I can see people and I know how they work and tick usually, but when I try to explain things to them, they just don't come across right.
Oh, I've been there.
What I'm trying to say is, just from the way you talk and look at me, I can tell there is something else. But I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna tip you up a little bit and just sort of pat you on the shoulder. I think you should follow the path you've been on, because it's the one that only you can walk. We all bump paths now and again. It's what I've come to learn. Just because a path is met doesn't mean it's the path you have to stick on. Might not be the right way. In fact, many times it isn't. It's
It's the moments that pass that are most important, because they're the ones you will never have again and can look fondly back on. You can say, I got to experience that. And you get to grow from it. But with what has happened, cannot help but think that now our paths might be crossing and go in different directions. But it seems like you have someone tried to keep by your side. Or should I say, in your palm, as he's just gonna gesture to your hand.
There's a faint smile from her, and not quite a giggle, but sort of a, an acknowledgement. You're right, as much as I hate to admit it, you've always been right.
No,
Not in that sense.
I've been wrong enough to learn when I'm wrong. That makes it easier.
You've been right in the sense that you know by looking. Not at people, but with people. It's a skill so rarely used.
If I could make a suggestion for you, lass.
Go ahead.
Find what's important to you and chase it. You don't get many opportunities, and being uncertain only lets a few ones slip away. Seems like you've got a path to follow. Don't let it be stolen away from you today. Do you still have that shield?
I do.
It don't feel right by me to have my family crest lingering out beyond this. There is a certain implication to it, and with the events that have come past with you, it's not something in good faith I can continue. But I can do something else. See one of your butts.
Just what did you say at last?
Could I see one of your bullets? As he gestures with kind of a palm up wiggle of the fingers, like, give it here kind of thing.
Sure. And she sort of takes one out. I don't want to say almost as big as his finger, but, you get the sense of scale. And she hands it over.
And if I could see the shield too.
She takes the shield out of the bag, and it is wrapped in cloth as if to protect it.
Good.
I'd
like to show you a little something of your manifestation of faith. Let me show you what believing in my ancestors and their ways can do. It seems like, to be honest, another one of these, as he holds up the bullet, will serve you better than this. So, you'll have hard times ahead. Let me make you something that will help. That he's going to slowly set out a little ritual area with his holy symbol in the middle. With it will be the shield and your bullet standing right up on top of it. And he's, over the course of an hour during the long rest, he's going to use his channel divinity, and he's going to turn
that shield into what is going to be, it is 10 pieces of ammunition, and they're going to be worth up to 100 gold. So I'm going to find some special materials in the little book that Venom uses for crafting. Basically, he's going to make you some either silver-coated or adamantine, some special material shit that will basically be 10 super bullets.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of this. You probably don't want to do that between sessions.
Yep, which is why I'm leaving it there, and you will just have 10 just golden, glowing, hard to tell what they are, super bullets.
I will put that down.
And that's what he will do.
Okay.
That's where he will quietly end off, just praying in silence as the little spirits of his ancestors all appear around him and help him craft these things. And they just materialize out of spiritual. And that's where I'll end with Arngrim. You're fine on that note. Because we're going a long time for the two of us.
Sure.
It's an important roleplay mode.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Definitely. So you do that, and then all of you begin to bed down for the night. The king takes a little while to join in the long rest, as he spends a bit of time just wandering throughout the keep, thinking to himself, before he also finally beds down for the night. Sleep is had. And this enormous ringing sound wakes you all up from your long rest.
Did
Yeah.
we manage to finish the long rest?
You did manage to finish the long rest, yes. This triple loud metallic banging sound from the main foyer.
Cool. Oh wait, shit! I forgot. Long rest. Actually,
We level 8 now, boys.
level up.
You are
Yeah.
level 8.
Luckily, I already have the thing already done. Welcome, 18 AC them.
Oh
Shit,
shit!
baby.
About time.
My character didn't level up at all, did he? 'Cause
I just had all the backup character at level
just-
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
just
mention it.
level everybody up.
Yeah, just level everyone.
Feels good not to have 17 AC.
Mhm.
Feels like there's a difference, because that's usually the range they fucking hit.
Now, are you ready for the fun thing? Can I continue the trend of literally every hit die roll being below minimum?
Alright,
alright.
so go ahead and roll your hit dice.
Gotta roll our health.
I got average.
We can roll averages again? That's how we do
That's
it.
the one.
If
Yeah,
you,
if you get below average, you bump it up to average.
Okay.
yeah, just take average. I'm a generous
I
DM.
haven't joined you in dice hell. Crap.
Yeah. Man, we're better now.
Let's see.
So 8 HP.
Oh,
Hey!
nice.
Good lord.
So, let's see. It's half.
Finally, I have health.
So the average would be.
Remember, it's not half the number because you can't roll a 0.
You round it up.
Yeah,
so
boy!
it's-
It's half
Nice.
plus 1.
We got
If
fucking.
you're a 12, that's 7.
We got average and then crit fail, crit success, crit success.
Wait. What did you say?
Your average is 7.
yeah.
Right. Plus whatever.
So
Yeah.
plus your combat.
Yeah.
So
7 plus 4.
So
I have
Yeah.
a 76 health.
it's 11.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how I rolled a 1 and Stau rolled an 8 and we got the same amount of HP.
barbarians, man, fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
So,
Shame I never rolled above average.
did you roll all your hit dices?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did it beforehand, yeah?
I just did it now
There it is.
because
Okay.
Just did it right now.
I did
But
all the math.
Because I didn't want to have it
Siren
rolled and
and
fuck my shit.
Oh, mine is. I rolled it on Zerth because
Oh,
I
right,
have
right.
Zerth selected. So
The D6.
yeah,
Yeah, so I have 92 HP now.
I
alrighty.
have Siren now has 68 because she
Nice.
also took a feat that increased her a lot.
Oh, nice.
Is everyone done?
Think so. There's not that much more to this level up, so it's
Yeah.
not the feats really. Feats or
Mainly feat stuff, and a lot of us had it decided beforehand, so.
Extra attack. And
Oh, yeah.
second level spells.
Nice.
Yeah.
It begins.
Like you're a real paladin now.
starting to become a big boy.
So yes, who's at the door?
The enormous iron door once again rings throughout the keep. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, I'll get it.
There you
You
go.
live here, so.
Okay, fine.
That's your house.
Open the gate.
Okay, you unlatch this enormous kind of steel plated, like this sort of steel plated iron bar that's been dropped from like across the massive iron door. With your mounted folk strength, you easily just wrench it back up. You kind of creak open the door just a little bit. You hear a familiar voice. Which member of the Black Hand do I speak to? This is King Seif.
Speaking to Magna of the Hunter's Keep, the king is safe.
Sorry, what was the first part of that?
I don't know why my mic is acting this way. This is Magna of the Hunter's Keep. Yes, the king is safe.
Are the Black Hand with you?
Yes.
Very well. Captain Thurdren Brasheim, I am here to see the king. I must speak with him on the course of our next actions. The attack has been driven back for the moment.
He opened the door a little wider so he can come in.
Alright. And he does enter the sort of bronze, kind of brass silver plating of the captain, and he's followed by an entourage of approximately 10 iron guard. Kind of mobilise their way into the main foyer.
Give me a minute. Magna goes back to Raska's office. Seems like if your guard came to talk to you, King.
The king just kind of he's been sat in one of the large chairs by the front of in Rathgar's office, in front of the kind of a dull fire now blazing. And he just kind of sits around from the chair, looks to you. What's the news?
Well, they want to talk to you about the actions that need to be taken next. The attack has been driven back.
Good. Thank you, Dune. He takes out
The
go ahead.
Black Hand do. Needed
But-
to be.
Very well.
It also the Black Hand needs to be too, so they need to come down here as well. All of y'all, come down.
Begrudgingly comes down as he's still at the level of exhaustion.
Poor Grunker.
It's only one now, so
Yep.
only.
So, you all join the king, kind of venturing down into the main lobby, and you see there before you the captain himself, Thurdren Brasheim, with this entourage of 10 kind of silver kind of steel silver clad plating. Many of them look beaten, scarred, but still standing.
Would you look at that? Still in one piece, even after the tournament.
The captain does look probably the worst of the lot. but there's still this air of this look of determination on his face. It's not letting the injuries get to him. The king approaches. There's my king, will you bring news from the front, both good and bad? The king replies, "And speak. What's your news?" Captain replies with, "The battles have been long and trying. Many of our soldiers are still in the front line, but inch by inch we're driving them into a corner. It's not easy. They're coordinated, and our soldiers are still facing scattered attacks across the city." Any of you can feel free to chime in as you please. Captain continues with, there were 4 major breaches located at scattered points throughout the citadel, where they came through. One in the ring, one here at the keep, one near the Ogre's Tower, and one in the Golden Circle.
What?
Aim for the weak points.
Ah, bloody fuck. Fuck, family's okay. Shit.
There were also a scattering of minor ones throughout the city. They're all of them split into raiding parties, 10 to 15 each across the citadel. Many of their group leaders raiding Wyrmback, which was the main source of their destruction. They toppled 3 watchtowers across the city, destroyed 5 ballista. However, the hunters and the keep took care of most of the worms, but a few still remain. The keep's hunters are dealing with those as we speak.
Next question then becomes, what are the losses?
Sorry, let me just reply to Vellum.
The whole point of a whisper was that it didn't interrupt what was going on.
They don't know.
Otherwise, I would have just asked it twice.
They don't know what you're whispering.
I apologize, everyone.
Yeah, it's fine. I have something else to ask January.
You know what? All of you can see this. Varish seems okay, if a bit startled. Vellum, you can see through her kind of steely demeanour, she is a bit frightened from this whole scenario.
Right, okay. Just wanted to get a general sense of if she was here and if she was okay.
Your passive insight.
Okay. Carry on, everyone. Sorry.
Yep, sorry.
I'm low-key worried about my fucking name.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was very minor and interrupting the, war room discussion.
Yeah. The captain continues, says, we're spread thin. We were caught by surprise. But the good news is that with what we can muster, we've been able to corner the bulk of their forces. King replies, and what is the bad news? Captain says, every time we've managed to corner them, they've pushed back and held up elsewhere. They're hard to pin down in one place. But it looks like they finally managed to be pinned down. Bad news is that's exactly the issue. The worst place possible. With the bulk of our defences scattered, they managed to push past the first gates of the King's Promenade and are held up in the Hall of Kings. They break through into the throne room. We are never getting them out.
As I suspected. Either here or the throne room would be the safest. And they would go for the throne.
Thing is, General Thargrim and has his mountain guard posted beyond the door to meet them in the throne room, but I fear that when that door goes, it might not be enough.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah, just to you to continue.
This may be controversial. I understand. But if there was ever a more justified time, it would be this. Your men have been fighting hard, yes? How many of the deep dwarves have you repelled? Or rather, how many have fallen?
From what I can tell, most of their forces. The ones that remain in the Hall of Kings are the last of them.
What if I promised you... Iron, what would you say? 50 in a day?
You're gonna have to kinda...
Yeah, you broke up there.
In reference. Oh.
Well, also, like, in reference to what?
Yeah, Zimbabwe's.
What?
Or Skelly Boys.
I mean...
I just thought you said Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I did say Zimbabwe. That's what I thought. How many skeletons do you think you could make in a day?
I broke this down.
What is it?
at
4
one point.
cast?
That's what I want to see.
'Cause I don't know how many you make extra with your class features.
I do, but let's see. I think it's like I can make maybe 12 a day, but I can, like, if you give me time to ramp up, like over a few days, I can maintain more. But I can't go on army right now.
Okay. Shit. Would you feel comfortable, like, trying to make that 12 and then just maintaining some of them? To just, meat shield?
I mean, I could. It would take all my 3rd and 4th level spell slots. Which is...
Take all of them to maintain it? Because I thought you could maintain...
It'd take all of them to summon them now.
I mean, if we say summoned a bunch of corpses today, and then...
I mean, yeah, but I feel like this is kind of on a time sketch, like a timetable.
Oh yeah, I don't know, that's what I'm about to mention. Let's see if it's on a time schedule or not. Just wanted to know your thoughts on that before I just volunteer you.
Appreciate it.
This is something that we would... No.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's... Like, I can summon more, but yeah, like, if you... Like, my capabilities of building are very much over the day. Like, I can pick up, I can rest, and then the next day I can summon more, take control of more, because it's easier for me to maintain than it is to summon.
Yeah, which is...
You still gotta get the okay from the board to not take issue with
Which is
that.
what we're about to do. So...
I could get you, say, 12 men today. Strong fighting soldiers. They would stand in the way of your own and prevent more losses of your own people. It is controversial, however, because they would be sanctioned off of the fallen deep dwarves. If the men you have now cannot hold, could lead a small group of these elite, created and temporary soldiers and reclaim your land.
I'll say...
And their service is done, gone. If you feel they deserve rights they can be provided.
I will say, you're asking the Dwarven military essentially to take on the undead allied soldiers. So I'll say go ahead and make a persuasion check with a disadvantage.
All right. Well.
12, okay. Captain Brasheim speaks up and says, "How long will this take? Because I don't think I have enough time."
Do you intend to push this siege today or tomorrow?
The longer we give them, the more chance they have to hunker down and perhaps gain the best home field advantage in Duunhollow. And they'll be able to hold up long enough in there to send word to their cronies for backup.
Sounds like
I see.
that problem. Big problem.
There is also the issue of their leader. They're being led by the warlord from the ring.
Then, what if your men handle these arms, the actual army itself, to the best you can, and we will go take his head. Once that is done, if I hold his head aloft, wearing the now consecrated armor of the symbol that he stands for, I do not think these people will ever think they have a hope. I would not be surprised if they surrender and run there.
It's a nice plan, but our issue is trying to get into the Hall of Kings, which is where he is also held up with the rest of his men. Our forces have been trying to get into the Hall of Kings through the front door, but to little avail.
Well, he turns to look at the king itself.
I assume you have a hidden passage, a retreat away, as an escape tunnel.
The king kind of thinks to himself. There is one. See, I'm surprised that they've not used their worms to burrow into the throne room by now.
It's all
I
that
think-
lava around it.
Part of me
Sorry.
Part of me thinks that they've discovered a flaw in their plan. See, had the fortress been built any other way, their worms would have an advantage. Most of the fortress is situated amidst pockets of lava, so tunneling through would be both dangerous and stupid. I wouldn't.
Something to examine.
Nay. Though I wouldn't put it past the Ashbite clan to harness a few sacrificial lambs to make the way safe for the rest of their brethren. There is one hidden tunnel. Leads out of the throne room and bypasses the Hall of Kings completely. Leads out into a hidden door next to the Ogre's Tower. See, it was made as an escape for royalty in times like these, where royals or people of national importance could easily access the Nexus.
I have a quick question, Jenner.
Yep.
And this is just mechanically speaking. Actually, wait, no, we can wait after the fact. Sorry, I
Okay.
don't need to know it right now.
Also, if anyone wants to interrupt, I know I'm talking, but if anyone wants to chime in,
Yep, anyone can chime in, go ahead.
please.
Donald's got nothing to say in this situation. I got stuff for after before we leave, but that's them.
Well, what if we lead our little group through this tunnel to surprise them. We lie in wait. You take one of your best men, one of your quietest men, maybe a wizard who can turn invisible. And let him go. We wait in the tunnel, he goes forward, and he sabotages, he unlocks, he does what he has to that front door. And right as it opens, right as it blows, and your men can go, and we rush in from the rear. We hit them, they pick their attack. The men won't be able to defend the king without getting stabbed in the ass. And we stab the king in the ass. Or preferably at the base of his skull and wrench it off.
Speaking of the real king here.
Captain looks to you, Balthazar, and kind of wags his...
Oh, he's doing king in quotations with his fingers.
Yeah. The captain looks towards you, Balthazar, and kind of... there's a moment of pause as he sort of wags his finger in thought. He's about to speak. Pincer attack. I like that. We might be able to... We could definitely use that panic tunnel as a means to tip the scales.
Also, I have a small question. Are the doors to the King's Room ordered? I imagine they are ordered against magic, yes?
King kind of replies with, to some extent, yes.
The only reason I ask is because there happens to be a type of spell as of now beyond my level of expertise, but I do know that back during the major magic wars, it was used as somewhat of a siege spell. It is called Pass Wall. I was wondering if perhaps you couldn't have a few of your spellcasters simultaneously cast it via scroll, or if they're capable themselves, and just create doors in openings of the front of the room and just give very many ways to enter to the room without having actually to go through opening doors.
I believe the only one who's capable of that spell. My alchemist. I've not seen him since the beginning of the siege.
Oh, lucky. Any perhaps place might have scrolls of it? I might cast it if necessary, if I have the proper scroll, but it's again, it's just a small thought. I know that it provides a passageway within the stone that is about 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, goes up to 20 feet. So, again, it's just a small idea that, if used correctly, can very much be a breach technique for your soldiers.
Aye. Certainly look into that. I believe if any place that might have any scrolls of such nature would be the Ogre's Tower. Oh, that was on the place they attacked.
Likely for that very reason.
I don't think that the T-Bulls would be looking through the scrolls if they could. I imagine they had a very specific purpose when they attacked, not
Likely disruption of means of fighting back.
yes, not means of siege.
Magna, Captain, has there been any lives been taken in the Golden Ring at all?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Has lives been taken in the brief area where Magna's family is? I can't remember.
The captain replies with, there have been some lives lost in the Golden Ring, aye. But from the efforts of our soldiers, most have been told to hold up in their estates. stay out of the streets as much as possible.
What I can do for them now. Good to know.
So far, you can either search the Ogre's Tower for a spell scroll of the nature you described, or we can use the tunnel and take the fight to them directly.
Why not both? There's nothing that says you can't have spellcasters cast it for your men on the outside while we sneak in from the rear. It would be a very sudden and alarming distraction to have holes open in the walls and dwarves pull out of them.
Yeah, simultaneous attacks seems to be the best laid plan.
It's certainly
One
tried.
way to expect a pincer move. The other way is to expect a pincer move where having a thick wall between you and the enemy does not matter at all.
Spell is a very good idea. I like it. It would certainly complement the pincer move. See,
Have I mentioned that Siren is a genius?
Not often enough.
yeah, I wish I could take the entire army through the tunnel, but take a while. Single file. So
Single file, only one out at a time.
it would
Slaughter.
indeed be a slaughter. Aye.
In
So
this case, less is more.
yes, we will definitely need an elite team to tip the scales from within the fortress itself. See, by themselves,
I would say this needs a surgical strike.
aye. By themselves, General Bagrin and his mountain guard present a wall that my iron guard can bash the attackers with if they can break through via your spell. But he lacks the manpower to patch up the cracks, so to speak. If my forces, venture through with your spell and push them against that wall, and that wall is likely to collapse, and we'll just be pushing them further into the fortress. We need you, as an elite team, to patch up those cracks and help him form a rigid defense. We can turn the fortress into their grave, to a trap. There is one road in, one road out.
I think we could do that.
I only see one possible.
And
In the event that they have castles of their own, and given the nature of their dwellings, I would presume they would know magic to control the earths around them. It would basically mean we might get a chance to get in, but in the event that we're caught early, or they have a guard stationed there, suddenly our way of entry or would be locked off.
yes, it is something of a suicide mission.
Mildly so.
But also, from what I know, most of this that would be an issue with that take quite some time to do, and definitely not enough time to do in the middle of protecting yourself from invaders.
Also
A
true.
very good point, too.
I'd say it'd be a coin flip. But given the odds that stand before us, I'd say it would be in our favor for the most part.
Well, so we have the Black Hand go through the secret tunnel. We have the rest accompany the gods to search for perhaps these scrolls. And then once we have enough, we can magically introduce openings into the front doors that will very much warrant the attention of those defending them. Now, in the rear, the camps strides forward and eliminates once parties remain. Does this seem right?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good to me.
Then.
I would recommend that we leave as soon as we can. The more time that goes by, the more buried in the fortress they become.
Alright then. So, does anyone else have anything else they want to add? Or does anyone else have anything else they want to add?
No, not yet.
I don't have anything per se but what Sal already has mentioned.
Okay. In that case, Zerth is going to volunteer to aid the guard group, as is Liska.
Alright.
Same with Argrim. Actually, Argrim will just be King Guard.
Okay. So going to join the king, yeah. King kind of takes a moment to think to himself. It's been a while since my days in the military. If I'm to make a stand now, then this is the time to do it. I would join you within the tunnel.
Argrim hold on.
Your Highness, one condition. You stay on the back end. I'll drop Lord first. You're the one they want.
That's so dangerous. We don't know the status of his daughter. If the king's lost, the entire lineage could be gone. We can't risk that.
But we did kind of bust our asses getting him to safety. Why would we take him back in?
Manuel says that I can keep an eye on the king.
Well,
No,
Liska's to kind of step in at this point because she's just been standing in the back, just kind of watching this all go down. Now, King, I have to say it is not a very good plan. First of all, as Balthazar said, we do not know the situation within the throne. We do not know the situation of your daughter. And when all is said and done, despite, and I admit, it is a very noble thing to lead your people into a charge. But as someone who spent a majority of her life learning how to protect people, what you are doing will most likely hinder the attack from the rear, actually aid it, because everybody in there with you will be worried about your safety, as opposed to about the mission they will have to carry out.
she's smart. I like this one. She knows what she's talking about. What if instead of the small group through the back, what if you stay with all the men? All the men that's by the door, that's gonna have to charge through on the other side. You'll be the great
inspiring example.
pushing them forward into the battle. You'll inspire their charge once we open it up. Or, well, he opened it up, I'm not leaving you asleep.
Yeah, Zerth. Sorry, I was gonna say, Zerth kind of speaks up at this too, and he's just like, it's very true, King. It is perhaps better to have you as a symbol of the authority and to show that your men, that you are still there, you are still their king, you are bold and in control, and you are leading the charge. Plus, I must say, if you are there in the front, what better way to draw the attention of all the doors within than to be their prime target right before them?
And they fight through all of the men, which are great and will take the burden, and then the elite team can go through and kill in the back.
That is actually a very good tactic. Hang the carrot in front of the horse and let them come to you.
While you stab them in the back.
Yes, but we do not stab horses in the back. That is a very odd mixed metaphor. You should perhaps... Yeah, I'm just saying.
Look, I need
The target.
Sorry.
Either way, definitely better for you to be out front.
And a king nearly sneaks around the back and does treachery. No offense, but kings show pride in the front, you know? There's no hero of the stories that snuck around.
Would make for a good story. The king leading the charge to take back the throne.
Taking what was once his, what's rightfully his.
The only trouble is, my armour, my mallet, my mace, that is all within the palace. It's gathered dust over the years, but should still be in full function.
I mean,
So
is
how
it
about you
somewhere that we
inspire
can...
the men? And then, yes, go on.
I was simply going to say, is it not somewhere that we can perhaps get to at a point in time? Before, like, is it in the throne room itself, or like in your personal quarters off to the side? Like, where exactly would it be?
My personal quarters, my personal armory.
Oh, then yeah, it is fine. I'm sure we can just grab it.
Assuming they haven't grabbed it already and are using it against you.
I mean,
I
then
likely doubt that.
then that just means that we need to be careful in where we stab them. Or where all of you stab them. Don't want to mess up the armor, you know.
I need to follow you into the palace in order to acquire the armor.
I mean, that is fine. But you will not be coming through this secret tunnel.
Kind of a no-go point.
I'm afraid without me, you won't be able to find it.
I mean, you can easily tell where it is.
He takes
He really wants to go. He really wants to go.
He takes the crown from his head without this in proximity. If you wish to go without me, then I will entrust you with this.
Are you sure that it's such a heavy burden to carry as a
Who is he
hand?
offering to?
Sao
Yeah,
just
bounce the crown.
instantly looks to Balthasar with this just, oh no you don't, and just sort of
He's
holds out
offering
her
it.
hand
He's
towards
offering
the-
it. You notice that he's offering it over to Angrim.
Okay, that's fine. 5,000% better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a quick
Sure.
aside. Isn't Argrim not coming with us?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
said
the
you
thing,
wanted
like-
to stay with the guy.
I was gonna stay and guard you.
I thought Angrim was going with.
No, the plan was all the backup characters are going
all the
with
backup characters wouldn't
Yeah.
go, so I wouldn't keep.
Right,
having to do
right,
that.
okay, my bad.
But I'm gonna be with you. What?
Ri-
How would?
So
I don't know.
reverse that.
No, or I could hold it for you.
Let's have somebody who's going to be on the front lines. How's that?
May I?
No. I mean, I have to admit, I am very
Sal,
good.
could you hold on to
I
it?
had the armor.
You're at the back
Yes,
and not
Sal,
gonna get
please do
in trouble.
this.
I'll hold on.
Hey, Velen, maybe you should, you know, he just kind of like...
Balthazar.
Then maybe
You're
you
not
should shut the fuck up.
I mean, you can
understand
agree,
the
Balth,
nuance,
you
right?
wouldn't want something so important and delicate to be in fray, yeah?
You understand demonic, right?
Yes I do.
And he will just...
Oh, no, you see, Velen, you don't understand. For this, I am to be the rear guard.
He's gonna look up close to you and he's gonna whisper in demonic.
If you will keep it in your mouth.
While Balthazar is busy threatening Vellum, Siren takes the crown, and Siren takes the crown.
Ah!
Don't look at me, that was a... He will say in demonic.
Sorry, I stubbed my bad hoof.
You know, you stop doing that, or it's gonna be
So-
fucking broken forever.
So, Siren, if she notices, there would be like a small appreciative smirk from Belle about the fact that, you know, well, hopefully he's thinking that she also agrees that giving him the crown is not the best idea.
Oh yeah, this is, like, there is a smirk because she knows this is pissing off Balthazar. Like, she's like, I'm doing this because let's not let Balthazar's ego get too big, because as soon as he's right outside of the king, he's putting the crown on.
Respects her move.
Yeah.
Ah yes, do not let the ego mania fucking get the crown and...
There's one thing you don't want to give Balth, it's a fucking crown.
Yep. Though Siren is going to look at the king, it's like, so, proximity, does it have to be, like, worn or anything? And she's going to start just putting it on top of her head. Like, oh, is there just, like, how does this work?
Upon the hidden doorway, side of the Ogre's Tower, there is singular indent. Place the crown in there and twist, and it should unveil the way.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I saw that there was an image, it hadn't loaded yet, and I'm just like,
Oh my god.
Kind
So yeah, Siren. Yeah, so
Gotta
Siren is
say-
sitting there. And,
Of course, I expect it back once this is all done and through.
of course, you are the king after all. You would be worthy of wearing your crown.
I can just imagine Balthazar twitching.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Look
Yeah,
at
you
look at the player chat.
yeah. The best part is, I am free of blame.
Oh, it's very much Siren just fucking with Balthazar.
Very much Siren. And he can do nothing about that.
It's just a huge tease.
Fine, oh, cool.
King had
He's just
turned.
Hades.
It's pretty much
All
So-
the wood.
unwatchable.
King Brator Yonmai, he turns towards the captain, says, I will lead the rally from the rear, and we will break them upon the shields of the mountain guard. Captain nods. My liege. So, is your plan, eh?
So far so good, yes.
It seems like the best one we've got.
The captain nods. Very well. He turns to the rest of his guards. I need a single patrol to go to the Ogre's Tower. Find this scroll. Passwall, was it? Turns to Siren.
Yeah.
Find
Yeah,
a
passwall.
passwall scroll. That is vital
Preferably
to our
more if you
plan.
can. You don't want to necessarily bottleneck your forces. As many avenues of attack as possible.
The Iron Guard nod. One of them goes, "Hey, Captain." He begins to rally up the 10 or so men that are there, kind of rally into one group. We shall meet you on the other side, the captain says. With that, the captain grips up his forces, makes his way out of the door.
Demonic is typing.
Beauty is typing.
Demonic is typing.
Oddly enough, the crown itself, there's a sort of radiant warmth to it almost. You can see that the massive fist-sized kind of geometric diamond shaped emerald that lays in the center, the centerpiece of the forehead. The band around it is immaculately carved silver.
So I'm guessing we prep up to head off now?
Yep. Do you want to
Or
prep?
was it pretty much a go immediately?
There is presumably there is probably a brief time to prepare before you head off.
Sorry. Yeah, it's
What's everyone doing?
Gearing up.
enjoying the weight of the crown.
There is something I'm going to... I'm sorry again for delaying. I had this plan before the whole Iron Group thing. But at some point during the prep, Balin is going to approach Sao, ideally, slightly aside.
Be my guest.
Sorry. Stretching. Okay. He doesn't say anything at first, but then he will place a hand on her shoulder and then he will pull her into a hug, but it's not it's not forceful or anything like that. It's just a very slow, gradual thing. And he somewhat quietly states, "We'll find her, sir. I know everyone's got this thought in their heads, but we'll find her. You forget that people feel things sometimes, and when you lose someone important, even if it's for a while, it hurts. And the hug will sort of squeeze a little bit. Even if it takes a long time, we'll find her.
Even if I have to turn every stone of this damned city."
And you'll have help." And he'll sort of pull out the hug a little bit before it gets too awkward, and give as reassuring a smile as he can. If you need to talk, know these things can weigh pretty heavy. I'm always about it.
Right now, let's just take things as they are right now. Kill the king.
He'll not understand anything. Give his shoulder a pat before getting him stuff prepped.
Alrighty.
There is one small thing I want to do. Resman, where is she going?
She's been listening in on this the whole time, just watching.
Well, he will approach her. It's obvious that obvious to him that she is out of sorts. Obviously, it's staying here, which is the smartest thing.
I think that would be best, yes.
Okay. Sorry, I was talking to somebody. What did you say, Jenner?
She says, I think that would be best. I am not one for taking on entire armies.
Yeah, I doubt anything's gonna happen. But you might feel a bit safer of reaches out at the back and produces very finely made spear, and it's metallic, it's gleam light. He sort of plonks the flat end of it on the floor and off it. I know you got yourself some magic, but you might feel better having something a bit more solid to it if things go different. You will offer her this spear.
Thank you.
You will just silently nod and leave her to that. This probably would have been in plain view if anyone actually notices. He's not trying to be quiet or subtle about it.
Giving her a spear.
Yep. I could make a joke about giving her a sphere, but time and place.
I mean, it'd be awkward. She owes you money, not the other way around.
Hey, there it is. Yep. That'll be me done. I will stop delaying everything.
Okay, so what's everyone else doing?
Besides the top Vellum, Sao will, prep, check her gun, make sure everything is A-okay. Checking that everybody is geared up and ready.
I'm just gonna go over and search for the Hunter's Key.
I need to talk to, I just forgot his name, but the captain of the guard.
That would be Captain Thurdrum Brussheim.
Thurdrum? Yeah, quick word with him.
And
How do I
what
whisper you?
that'll be
Plus WG.
GM.
Yeah.
There's also a button now that lets you do that.
There is?
Yep. What do you say to the captain?
Maybe that's other rolls.
Um,
Never mind. Yeah, no, that's other rolls. Sorry.
Basically, he's just, I'll keep it very brief.
Sure.
But, hey, I'm missing some family. I understand, just another person, but, I'm not, a guard or conscripted or anything. If you wouldn't mind scratching my back a little bit here, if you, happen to find a trio of imps, I think it would make me feel a lot more comfortable going on a suicide mission, knowing that they can be found and taken care of, rather than me needing to, I don't know,
Trio of imps, you
go
say?
find them. Yeah.
I think I saw a trio of imps around the Emerald Quarter there. I think one of them particularly incinerating a group of deep dwarfs. Quite a nasty fireball.
Ah, yes, that was her. She so is proud of her magic. Well, if you can, go let them know I'm okay, and make sure they stay okay. Otherwise, they will start finding a way to burn down your stone city to get to me. They are very dangerous. Please do not make them mad.
Noted. I mean, they seem.
Please do not make them mad.
They seemed more of a threat to the deep dwarves than us, but he seemed polite nonetheless.
They're very polite.
I will see
Just
about
don't
letting
get
them know.
desperate to find me.
I'll let them know.
Name comes up just as Boss finishes. I have two people I'm worried about. The reason why I asked earlier, my mother and my niece are in the Golden Circle. One's a demon. The other is he's adopted. He's a Naga. I need to know if they're okay.
I've not seen a Naga around, no. No. They're not at all common in this citadel, but if we see a Naga, we'll let you know after.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just walks off.
So, you all head out into the city?
I think we're prepared.
Okay then. You all head out into the streets of the beset upon Duunhollow. You can see, well, rather you can hear, things are a lot quieter than they once were. You don't necessarily hear the loud ringing of the alarm bells throughout the city. You can see over the cityscape a number of the once proud kind of standing watchtowers are now broken, sundered, and half collapsed. Let's see here. Let me grab some ambience. That was the wrong ambience. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm trying to figure out everything through this cramped desk.
It's okay, you're not dealing with the most optimal of situations, so...
I feel like I'm gonna get bitten in the ass. I just gave away my last spear.
Nope, not that one. Oh, come on, Sirenscape, please. Not now.
You can do it, buddy.
I do what I want. Another cat.
1 second. Bear with me.
That's fine. This could be an amazing moment for everybody to grab a drink or something real quick.
This could be, yeah.
I'm gonna go get some cheese.
Shitty.
Cheese, from it!
Shitty connection is really fucking me up right now.
Well, in the meantime, I'll take a moment for Sao to do some stuff in the background with a blade she has. Tinkering.
So just for clarification, our next steps are going through the city to the battle site and then
towards presumably the August Tower, which is where the entrance to this secret tunnel is reportedly is.
Nice. So So we should hopefully shouldn't run into too much resistance.
Yep.
So I want to avoid burning any resources while we're on our way in.
Oh boy, blurry map.
It's fine, it just needs to adjust. It's only blurry because of loading. Wait, cobalt quarter? Huh. Ah, okay, makes more sense now. For some reason I was looking at the Duunhollow district like an idiot. Even though the top part of the tree says King's Promenade. I have not been on this map for a while.
Oh, really?
Okay, so you begin to make your way through the what could be considered in wide portions of the citadel a ghost town, or rather a ghost city. You can see what look to be the remnants of fires that have burned out. Some fires which are still going off to certain portions. You can see the place is littered with debris, scenes of a fight or scuffle. You can see a number of individuals who have been brave enough now to re-emerge from their various homes. Those who have not been attacked, those who have stayed safe, are now coming out to survey what was once the scene of many of these attacks. Gather that for the most part, within the wider city, the attack or siege has settled. Quite a lot can happen in 8 hours. You eventually make your way around without much issue towards the Cobalt Quarter, and you can see the site of the August Tower. This enormous, approximately 200 feet tall, large stone tower, tipped with this large cobalt sapphire dome at the top, very much reminiscent of some semblance of stained glass. You can see other kind of protruding towers from the sides, very reminiscent of your sort of stereotypical mage tower, as it were. Different towers off to the side where they normally should be, where physics would normally dictate that they should probably collapse under their own weight, but most likely being held aloft by some sort of enchantment, as it were.
Always enchantment.
And you begin your search. I would like one or two of you to make perception checks.
I'll make one.
You will make one because it's actually something I'm good at.
Same here, thanks to my fucking new feed.
Oh. Well, definitely better than me at it. Oh, you took Prodigy. Nice.
Damn. 20.
It would only make sense for a marksman to be perceptive.
20 was certainly enough. DC was 18. You make your way around the kind of base of this tower. It's sort of situated amidst this narrow alleyway that's almost been set up to look like some sort of small personal garden nearby the tower. You look near kind of large peculiar rocks. Also using what you've learned when searching for the secret entrance to the handyman's hideout when you were in Cliffspire, trying to discern that's if I were, say, working with the king to create some sort of hidden entrance. Where would I put it? As a mage. Then you find what looks to be small alcove in one of the alleyways. It's sort of set up like a, if I were to draw it on a map per se, freehand. The alleyways are very much akin to like that, surrounding the tower in this sort of alley. Very much recessed arches, as it were. You follow the pathway around until you come to one of these arches. Seems to have the indentation of what looks like a circular shape.
I think I found the place.
What looks to be, upon closer inspection with your 20, some sort of dull glass gemstone, as it were, at its apex.
Siren?
Yes.
Here for a moment.
Symbol. Let me. But give it more detail. Than drawing. Go ahead.
Siren's gonna saunter on over.
Rough, but it sort of looks like that. You can see the gem in the very top.
Cool. Siren's gonna put the crown in.
All right.
And turn.
Right. Kind of place the crown into the similarly sized circular indentation, and then you kind of twist it 90 degrees until the large emerald gemstone of the crown seems to meet the glass gemstone in the wall, and it seems to light up with this bright emerald green glow that's kind of bathes the wall in green light. There's a and there is what sounds like the grinding of cogs, the turning of stone, and the rumbling of granite, as the entire recessed alcove seems to rumble upwards. You can see dust kind of drifting from the bottom. Seems this hasn't been used in possibly, well, many years, many centuries. And it comes to its apex with a thud, and you see darkness within.
Like magical darkness, or we can see with
your
dark vision darkness.
With your dark vision, it definitely seems to extend approximately. Let's see, that would be about it seems to extend about 80 feet before it just becomes just dark.
So, with that, Siren will take off the crown, or take the crown back, and she will put it in the. Despite how much she wants to continue wearing it, she will put it in the bag of holding, because she doesn't want people to. She wants people to be looking for the king, not to where they are.
Interesting.
Sorry, give me a second.
So, are we going... Imagine this is the place. I also am noticing somewhat of a foresight, an oversight, that perhaps we should have addressed, but we didn't in our fervor for this plan, which is it's still a good plan, but we didn't really think about the signal of when we're supposed to attack.
I thought we were supposed to be leading someone here to open the door.
We just did. And she motions to like the door that her turning the crown opens up. On the other side, this is the throne room.
No, it's supposed to
I
be
thought
somebody opening the front door.
Yes. Someone was meant to do that. He was supposed to send a good man who could sneak and do these things.
I do believe the plan was to procure the
passwall.
passwall spell,
Yeah, the passwall was going to be how they go through.
which coincidentally would be signal to us if we can get a visual on the door.
Yeah. I guess we'll listen for sudden sounds of combat.
Like the good
So, wait, what's the plan? Are you using the tunnel to get into the throne room, or are you going through the front door?
We're going through the tunnel to get into
Right.
the throne room.
Okay,
that was,
we're just
that was the plan.
discussing the issue of when does the battle start and when are we supposed to go in and stab some ass.
Yeah, ass stabbing.
How do we coordinate our Petzer?
Yeah, that's what the talk right now is. Because they're going to use the pass wall to go through the doors so they don't have to, like, siege and open them. It's just going to be magically able to, like, flood in. So, so yeah, that's, like, I imagine even through a door into the, like, even through, like, a secret door, we'd be able to hear sudden combat. Because combat's loud. So, I feel like that would be more than enough just to wait for the sounds of combat as they go through and then we attack.
Okay then. Did you go
Sirens.
through the tunnel?
Yes, Siren's also going to look at Sao. It's like, have you tried for Nero lately?
I have. No answer.
Okay. Well, hopefully after all this is said and done, we'll be able to find where she is. Until then, everybody, keep your wits about you. And, yeah, gonna...
Okay. We venture, one by one, to the cramped, darkened tunnel. The air is musty and dank and stale. And you travel for what seems like an hour. 2 hours. Nothing but a long, single stretch of stone, carved brick, and presumably dwarven inscription.
Simple, but working.
To continue along your way, you eventually come to what seems to be a 90-degree turn off to your right. While before you have been gradually turning left this whole journey. Now a sudden right turn. Still the same singular tunnel. However, you can see up ahead around the right turn the faint glow of orange.
Alright, what is... I guess we'll just keep going forward. Like,
Okay.
this is supposed to be a safe passage, so...
Alright. Continue along the path, turning that right angle. You are faced with long series of climbing steps, just eternally upward. And the glow grows stronger the further up you go. Begin descending the steps in the dark. As the glow gradually bathes all of you in the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And eventually, you are able to see where the light is coming from. You can see a number of cracks in the wall, which eventually form into arrow slits. The further you go past, the glow appears to be coming from there. You can also hear the cacophony, a cacophony of many voices, shouts being blurted out throughout presumably what lies beyond, as well as repeated boom, 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 rhythmic.
Okay.
It's like they're trying to break through.
Yeah, does it seem like... I guess that means the pass wall hasn't arrived yet? Because it's a lot of voices, but does it sound like combat yet? Or is it just like...
Make a perception check.
Also, since this is a single person wide tunnel, how are we organized?
Fair point, actually. How are you organised?
I would assume.
Got the Vellum and Grunka up front.
Yeah,
Most likely.
it would make more sense for Gronk to be up front, but we have longer dark vision.
Yeah.
I get that.
And if something happens,
I was muted.
you'll be out of it easy.
Belt should definitely be second because he is heavy armor boy.
Vellum third.
Do you agree with that, Atlas? Or
I'll be second. Or do you want me to be third?
maybe either Vellum or maybe some squish in the middle so we got both sides covered?
I'm the ranged one, so
Yeah, I'll be fourth. Like, I'll be in the back with Sal. And again,
Okay.
we're not technically in combat right now, so we can occupy the same square.
Yeah, we can rearrange ourselves. It'll be a squeeze, but
Yeah.
it's worse things.
So I guess it's Grunka. Oh, hey. Speak and he shall appear.
Oh no, wrong one.
Nope. Poof. Why do you have dramatic appearance? Ta-da!
I like it.
I dig it.
I deserve fireworks.
Ah, yes, fun. Alright, so Bronca is first, then Vellum,
And then Siren and Sal.
Siren, so.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
I guess have to have the dropper again.
I'm
fucking.
gonna have to flex on your dead dad.
I wear it better. Stick yourself there.
I mean,
No,
which way is forward? Which way is backward?
Grunk is
There.
front.
Grunka is at the front.
There we go.
Alright.
Sorry, it had to look nice.
Alright then.
Avon, why do you trigger me?
Because you specifically called it out.
You hua.
Alright, so Grunka, as you come to these what looks to be small kind of half foot wide these arrow slits in the wall, which is where the glow is coming from. You are too short to immediately see them, see through
Wow.
them.
Gun sizest.
Up you go.
As goblins are a little bit shorter than dwarves.
How dare they not account for goblins and their secret dwarven
Yeah, yeah.
tunnels?
But
No, rude.
Balthazar, you definitely kind of hear through the arrow slots. You can definitely see what's going on. It appears that there are a multitude. You can see anywhere from approximately 50 to 70 Iron Guard. You can see them banging against the door with this enormous, this sort of enormous kind of wheeled battering ram that they managed to that they've seemed to have lugged up the stairs, and are now just leaning, just hammering against the door with all their might. You can see the enormous battering ram. Quite literal almost, as the front itself is this golden imagery of this kind of silver trimmed ram's head, the enormous kind of curled horns, just, getting cranked back and just letting loose as it hurtles forward and then right up against the emerald doors. This cacophony of sound ringing out throughout this enormous magma chamber. And the chamber itself is anywhere between 500 feet wide. You are seeing just small specks on this enormous towering kind of upward climbing staircase that leads towards this emerald door. It's being battered by this ram head. Below is a massive lake of lava.
Okay.
How delightful.
So they're just way off there, sieging their own city.
They are trying to get through the door that seems to have been locked off.
So we're not at the end of the tunnel yet that gets us into the throne room?
No, you are currently, from what it seems, the tunnel is perpendicular to the enormous magma chamber, and it just keeps going.
Perpendicular.
Parallel rather.
Parallel.
So we're obviously in the wall.
They're banging here.
They are banging here.
Okay, they're at the door below. What, we're like over here or something?
You are currently over here.
Oh, okay, we're on the right
Because
side.
we came from this side.
Number 14 on the map is the Orbit Towers.
Number 15.
14.
King's Promenade.
God damn it.
Burger King foot lettuce joke. Okay, so we have to keep going.
Why are you like that?
Why are you the way you are? So we have to
How
keep
about this
going.
thing?
Yes.
Or we can even get in. Okay.
You continue down the passageway, leaving the noises of the siege behind. Another 30 minutes of travel. Just the same singular dwarven tunnel that leads you continually northward. It is dark, it is cramped and uncomfortable. And eventually, the tunnel makes an immediate left turn. And you can see as you kind of round the corner, a series of steps seem to lead up, and just within the border of your dark vision, you can see what appears to be some sort of wooden hatch.
Huh.
Oh, let the music go.
Curious.
Interesting that be wood.
There's a wooden hatch.
Yep.
Seems to be some sort of wooden hatch.
Like that opened up at the floor? Or?
It's a wooden hatch that extends at stairs end. You can see what looks like a series of iron of iron bars, essentially, kind of jammed, seem to have been fitted into the wall, almost like some sort of a ladder. And you can see the just above appears to be the wooden hatch. I'm trying to get the music back up. It's a bit quiet.
So we climb up.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes, the hatch is at the top of a ladder.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
We were looking down before.
Well, we were looking through the arrow slits.
You were previously looking through arrow slits at the top of a stairway. Then the tunnel continued horizontally for a good 30 minutes or so, and then it made an immediate left turn, a 90-degree left turn towards another shorter set of stairways that comes to an iron barred ladder.
Okay.
And it seems to come to a hatch.
So it seems like that's how we get into there.
Alrighty. So, you do you venture up the ladder?
If Gregor wants to go peek and see if it's time to go.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
It's pretty dark in here, I'm assuming.
It's fairly
black.
dark. Yes. There
Does anybody have light?
is no light.
Good.
Anybody not have dark vision?
Then I have advantage with this. That's 14. Okay.
I have the dark vision.
I think everybody has dark vision. So yeah, I got a stealth. And gonna slowly creep up the ladder.
Alright. Inch by inch, you work your way up the iron ladder towards the kind of dwarf-sized hatch. And you kind of creak it open a little bit. You see stone, like as if it was a stone wall that's just in front of the hatch.
Alright. Do I... It's not locked or anything?
The hatch itself does not appear to be locked.
Alright. Is it like heavy to lift?
It's pretty heavy, yes.
Mm.
Though it's not it's not stopping you. You gather it may be just a very heavy hatch.
You're right. So Gronka is going to very slowly creak it up, and if it makes any noise, he's gonna stop.
Okay. Inch by inch. You creak it up. Stop. Look around for a moment. You eventually do, with enough view from beneath the hatch, you can see that this appears to be a very small square room, almost like some sort of a closet. You're not sure, but it's made entirely of stone.
And there's skeletons in there.
The royal closet.
There's no skeletons in here, I assume.
You gather this room may be about 5 feet by 5 feet in diameter.
That's see. And there's nothing in here. It's an enclosed room.
It appears to be completely enclosed.
All right. I'm gonna slowly open the hatch completely,
Okay.
and get up and just make sure everything's fine. The door, is it does it have a keyhole or anything?
What, the hatch?
No, the door to the room that the hatch leads to.
There doesn't appear to be any door.
Oh. I'm just gonna slowly slink back down the ladder.
It is, from what you can see, appears to be solid stone. Make a perception check.
Oh, so there's just 4 walls basically.
Appears to be 4 walls,
I see.
but go ahead and roll perception.
Let's see, I missed. So, advantage perception. It's 20.
20. You can see what appears as you look with your superior dark vision, your 120-foot dark vision. You definitely have a knack for seeing detail in pitch black. As you look up to the very ceiling, you can see what appears to be some sort of inlaid glass gemstone.
It's similar to the one that opened the door to this tunnel.
Similar, yes.
How is the walls?
The ceiling itself is about 10 feet up.
It's pretty tall for a dwarf.
Yeah, how's the king supposed to get up there?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go back down the ladder and tell everybody. Well, Siren has a crown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Gonna tell Siren that. So there's a room up there. There's no door, but there's a gem thingy on the ceiling, like the door to here, and probably the crown.
Okay. Sure.
It's 10 feet up.
Oh, I can reach there
Oh, okay.
if I need be. So yeah, she's
After you.
gonna squeeze on by everybody. Well, mostly bounce Zara and Vellum. Climb up the ladder. And I guess climb into the 5 by 5 foot room.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you do,
Oop.
the glass gemstone on the top of the ceiling seems to bathe the area in green light as it lights up.
Huh. Well then.
Grunke is gonna probably follow, and it's not entering the room necessarily. It's like on the top of the ladder, basically.
Looking at Baron's skirt, I gotcha.
I mean, does she have a skirt?
She has, technically, yes.
Yeah.
Technically.
Can you call it a skirt?
I mean,
It's more of a dress.
Yeah.
no, it's
No,
it's a
I don't
skirt.
think it covers enough to qualify to be either of those things.
I want to say
It's more of a loincloth. Like a veil loincloth.
It
Yeah.
kind of like it's a skirt that just happens to go from opaque up at her hips down to translucent at the bottom.
So, what you're saying is it's a semi-skirt made of mesh/lace, and you're wearing it in public.
Yes.
And out having a ladder.
Yeah. All the guys got it full, so you're welcome.
Everyone gets an eyeful, I mean, come on.
I mean, based on our order of movement, I think the only one who would get
I think we're going off. We're going off target here.
now. Either way,
I mean,
No, it's
off topic.
Yeah, on topic. Also, I think Siren
Unless you
moved
go
past.
full forward.
Yeah, she moved forward.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to fit in that little room with Greco and everybody. Yeah.
So, gem glows. Anything else happen?
Not that you
Crown.
can tell, no. Well, the crown itself, the gemstone on the crown, also glows.
Okay. I will look around to see if the light has illuminated anything on the walls.
Make a perception check.
Could I help?
Yeah, I was about to say I'll also ask Gronko, look around for anything that's different.
Okay. I assume you have bigger perception than a little grown.
I have one more perception than you. So.
And you're making the roll.
Oh. Do. Oh, 2 teens. 20.
20/20 vision.
20 vision, yes.
Triple 20 so far. Let's keep the strength going.
Alright, so as you kind of search around the walls, there is nothing which betrays any sort of any effect, any change. These do appear to be blank walls, except for the northern facing wall. You can see what appears to be some sort of again, this appears to be some sort of inlet. It's very faint. It's like a seam in a seam between the bricks, which travels all around that one wall.
Okay, so let's wait. A seam of. So it's, you said like an indent, like the crown thing that we used to cut in, or
sorry to clarify. It appears to be a consistent seam between the bricks where there is no mortar. It's one long seam where normally between bricks they are kind of higgledy-piggledy. It's like 50-50 between each other. This one is consistent.
A major seam.
Major seam around the exterior, the northern wall.
I heard something entirely different right now.
Okay.
But you also notice as you kind of fumble about in the dark for a bit, you kind of close the, or rather you look behind the hatch, trying to see the rest of the if this seam kind of continues along the other walls. What you also notice is on the top of the hatch that was hidden in the wall, as it was lifted up, see a similar kind of circular indent.
Okay. Then, does it sound? Can we hear anything through the wall? Like, does it seem like as soon as we do this, we're opening up into the throne room?
You don't hear anything. Wall, no. Not with 20. No.
Okay. So, I guess with that, I mean, it's dwarven hearing. It's not gonna make a sound when it opens. I guess I'll put it in, the crown in like before, and just turn it to see if we can open it.
Okay. You slot the crown into into what appears to be some sort of wooden hatch, and you kind of turn it 90 degrees. Strange cog-like noises emit from the hatch.
Uh-oh.
And you begin to hear that same that same clicking from all around the walls. It's very, very faint. But with your 2020, you definitely hear it. Almost like a faint watch ticking. You hear it kind of travel from one wall, then the other, around to the front, the northern facing wall, and slowly but gradually, the wall itself seems to lift up.
Well, what do we see?
You see, with your dark vision, as the slight grinding comes to a halt, the wall kind of moves aside a lot as well. You do see appears to be a magnificent chambers. What appears to be a 20 feet by 20 feet, enormous, an enormous bed chamber of course, dwarven make. A large king-size bed, magnificently kind of tailored and embroidered with silver thread. You can see off to the side a few chests. You can also see what's the word for it? Like a sort of a, how would you put it? Mirror kind of drawers. Kind of setup. But I've forgotten the name of it. Basically, a very immaculate-looking bedroom, and it's pitch darkness.
We need to find where he keeps his weapon and armor.
Okay, so this doesn't go into the throne room. This goes into his bedroom. Okay. We were misled.
I think a room to the branch of...
No taking anything.
Well, I mean, if his stuff is here, we need to get it to him.
I'm referring to Balthazar taking a souvenir.
I'm not a fucking thief.
Balthazar taking a shit. Oh.
God damn it.
Like those damn deep dwarves. Those fucking dwarves, I'm sorry.
Oh man. Oh yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it has a person's finger in it and everything.
I tried to stop it.
But once he started, you can only just pick him up and hope.
I mean, I beat him up really good, but it just made him shit hard.
I actually literally beat the shit out of him.
You know they evacuate their bowels when they die.
It was a mistake that I will never repeat.
Anyway.
So, I guess Siren will motion for everybody else to come up, and then just be like, look for the king's armor and his weapon. And, you know, all that fun stuff.
King's armor and his weapon.
Yeah. Alright. So, who's leading the search on this?
Whoever has the highest perception.
Unless it's investigation, in which case we're fucked.
Whoever has the highest either.
That would be a sound thing if I...
This would be more investigation than anything.
I mean, I'm proficient in both. I just have expertise.
I think Sal could do it, and Velm could help because he is trained in.
Alright then. So either both of you roll or one of you roll with advantage.
Yeah.
15.
Advantage.
Okay.
Statistically average.
Yep.
Statistically average. It's not too hard to find out where he's likely keeping his armor. There is a quite a large set of emerald doors off to one corner of the immaculate looking bedroom. open it up, and you also see, again, a similar looking circular indent with the glass gem.
Jesus Christ. Okay, sure.
Appears to
Open
be
another door to this goddamn
Master key
ground.
shit, I guess.
it appears to be the way he keeps his items safe with using
I mean, yeah, it
combination
makes-
of dwarven technology with the king's crown.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. Gonna do it. And
Probably why he gave you the crown.
yeah, yeah. So open,
All right.
sesame.
Same- Third verse, same as the second and first. You slot the crown in, turn it 90 degrees so that the large emerald gem kind of meets the glass one. Both of them light up, and you watch as the dwarves kind of these dwarven shit.
No, you dropped the crown.
Oh no! Fucking this is why I hate this narrow desk. I can so easily knock shit over.
I agree.
You make your way into what appears to be a relatively small room. Again, sort of like a closet. However, you see what looks like some semblance of an armor stand, and upon it, and off to the side, you can see perhaps the most well-crafted and immaculate set of dwarven plate you possibly ever seen. You see what appears to be it almost looks like it's made out of platinum. You can see the
Oh
sort
no!
of
My only weakness, extreme wealth.
I can just hear Balthasar's body reacting very vigorously.
You can see the silvered, the kind of dark, kind of darker steel kind of chain link underneath. You can see the larger with the glow of the emerald gem. Like it's made of some. It shimmers like almost like chrome, and chrome and platinum at the same time. It's a sight to behold. You can see the sort of out from the back this sort of lower sort of trench coat like linens, almost leathers and linens, which kind of dyed this sort of maroon colour. You can also see the large helmet that looks as though it's a more extravagant version of the mountain guards' ram-like helms. Again, it's less kind of full plate kind of face covering, and more kind of it sort of frames the face. And you can see kind of laid off to the side what appears to be a massive maul. See in all manner of dwarven runes carved into its surface. Seems as though the king is not. The king's packing heat. Definitely packing heat.
Well, all right then. I guess we have to get this to him real quick.
Well, that's easier said than done because
Yes, it took us over an
It's
hour
an
to
hour
get here.
walk away. You know, with an hour walk here, an hour walk back, and another hour walk to get back here for the ambush, I cannot help but think. Is it worth it?
over. That the ambush itself will be over, and the whole point of bringing the armor back would be pointless.
Oh, I mean, we could always just toss it to him in the middle.
That defeats
Don't
the
mean literally, Balth.
I mean, if you want to cross an invasion army to hand it to him, feel free.
Just say we don't know what to expect going in. Could be easier than we think.
I know what to expect. Violence.
Either way, we've got it, so let's stick it in the bag and get back to this.
How much could your bag even hold? Like, how full is it, man?
I've got a bag of holding. Siren's got one as well, though it's full of bones.
It's full of stuff.
A bag of holding can contain about 500 pounds.
500 pounds, or I think it's like 40 cubic feet.
Yeah.
I think mine's most empty because it's new. I had metals in there, but I've since used those to make the shield, so...
Okay.
Does it
I'm
matter? Like, I know
probably
not
won't
to-
matter, but yeah. Either way, shove it in on it.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to stick it in Siren's bag, be my guess, but don't think it matters.
But you
Yeah.
put piece by piece the plate goes in there, the gauntlets, the pauldrons, the helmet, the hammer, probably the most difficult, but it goes in there nonetheless. You gather.
Well, first, Sirens,
Oh.
before we do that, take a look at Sirens. Like, do you want to identify any of these?
For what point?
Yes.
Oh, wait, you don't
Yes,
have.
we
Never
do.
mind, I forgot that's no longer part of your thing. Never mind then.
No, I mean it's still part of my thing.
Okay.
Then
Then,
identify.
then why you say for what? Like, let's have abilities of making the enchantments that they put on a king's armor and weapon.
Fine. Give me some time.
Sure.
All right then.
And with that, Sao will ritual cast identify.
Okay. You take the hammer, and to a dwarf it may be a large maul, but to you it would be kind of equivalent of like a hammer.
Dwarves are also medium creatures.
Well, we'll classify it as a warhammer, so to speak. So very very immaculately carved and very weighty as well. This appears to be a dwarven thrower.
Oh. Nice.
You gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. It has the throwing property with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. When you hit with a ranged attack using this weapon, it deals an extra 1d8 damage, or if the target is a giant, 2d8 damage. Immediately after the attack, the weapon flies back to your hand.
Nice.
Let's see, got these inventory here. Yeah, the plate, the plate appears to be dwarven plate. Let me.
I mean,
Let's see here. Statistics of dwarven plates. While wearing this armor, you gain a +2 bonus to AC. In addition, if an effect moves you against your will along the ground, you can use your reaction to reduce the distance you are moved up to by 10 feet.
Group's got that.
And the final thing you find is what appears to be some semblance of a signet ring amidst all of his armor, kind of located in a small box. It appears to
That is
be.
dead wife's ring.
Sorry.
That is dead wife's ring.
It appears to be some semblance of a wedding ring.
Well,
So it's probably
And
so it's
you
probably his.
let's see. that's the stats of it. This appears to function as some semblance of a ring of protection. You gain a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws while wearing this ring.
So we're putting all 3 in the bag, or just the 2 of them?
I
We can
say
probably-
the ring stay.
Yeah. He probably had his own ring of protection. Actually, quick, does anybody remember seeing him have a ring on his finger?
No.
Mate, well,
I don't think
make
anyone
it.
asked.
No one really asked. No one really bothered to look.
I don't
mean,
think
that's-
you've ever
that's-
trying to court the king.
I mean, that's fine. We were sitting there in a room with him for a good long time. It's not like he ever brought his hand up near it or anything.
He did seem to have a ring on him, yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, he probably has his own. So you can leave it. So just the armor and the dwarven thrower.
Are you taking away his ability to dual wield rings?
I mean, he can anyway. So, like, I just know that the armor and the hammer require attunement. And since he probably already has a ring that requires attunement.
Yep.
Regardless, let's leave the. And we'll
Okay.
take the armor and the dwarven thrower.
You're gonna take it back to the king, yeah?
I guess so, yeah.
Alright.
Somehow.
I mean, how about we have one person go back with it, so we other are, prepared and still here.
Who's the fastest?
Probably Krunka.
Yeah?
As a goblin, he can bonus action dash.
No.
Sorry, it's disengage. My bad.
Yeah.
I think that's a rogue thing.
Yeah, it's a rogue ability.
You can take disengage or hide action.
Yeah.
I mean, with that logic, he could just disengage his way down through the town.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
That's
Just you fucking
Try and catch the goblin.
fucking goblin.
But he had 40 feet of movement, so it's probably more than any of you.
Well,
Yeah.
do we want him running back now and spending the time and possibly missing out on a good chunk of the combat, or want him to try and blitz through?
Oh, we're gonna wait. I don't think they're gonna go until the king's all armored up.
Yeah, the thing is also that even if we get it to him, the armor's not going to do anything because he's going to need to take like 5 minutes to don it. So that's
well, I'll
5
give
minutes.
Grunk time back anyway.
Yeah. So Grunka,
Yeah.
do your little little feet run.
So 80 feet per 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Zoom.
So.
And plus, he's small, so he doesn't have to kind of like bend over or hunker down in the thing. So he's just like runs through.
Yeah.
Alright, so Grunker's gonna do the mad dash back to the king.
Yeah. Who's.
It's bag, which
Yep.
hesitantly give, because he knows Grunker's not going to be able to carry a full set of armor and a maul while running really fast.
Wow.
That is why, the fucking backup holding is so wonderful.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it's. But he still gives it.
It's mine.
Make sure you bring it back.
It's mine.
I don't know if it cut it off, but I actually said make sure you bring it back quick. Don't make sure you bring it back.
Sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Gruga runs.
That's probably a good place to leave it, because
Yeah, it's
time.
Yep.
Practically time.
And next time we can die straight balls deep in the combat.
Grunker disappears off into the darkness of the tunnel, back down, and you run off to the king.
Yeah.
And you all wait there in the darkness of the king's chambers.
All you hear is
Imagine.
flapping with feet in the darkness.
Let's rummage through his things.
Actually, try and imagine this. You're part of the mountain guard. The next thing you see is a little goblin that is, not the usual sight here, come bolting towards where the king is. What's your first thought?
I mean, it doesn't matter because he gets disengaged.
Yeah, they're not
It's
gonna
true.
catch it. Doesn't fucking matter.
He just has to say,
Also, he's totally not
black
a
hand here
Ah.
for the king.
Yeah. I mean, didn't they
If
say
that doesn't work, fucking, I'm with you. Just keep move.
move, bitch, get out of the way?
And we will leave the session there.
Well, that was the thing.
So it's a setup session, as it were.
Yeah, it's good.
Got some character moments in.
Mainly involving Sao, apparently.
Either I'm too much there or I'm not enough there. Make up your mind.
Yeah, just ignore Velo. He's
Fuck you, I had that plan first. And also, mine was over in like 2 minutes, so don't even.
I mean, it's still. I am just saying, I'm not one of those people that's like, you know what? You RP too much. Like, how dare you play your character? Like, up until Sao hasn't done basically, like, any time designated to her for RP. So, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that shit. I felt bad because I was in on it with Arngrim with the fucking backup character, and we just had to talk about that. But that's what Sal wanted to do, so I was like, fuck.
Yeah. And honestly, that was an important thing, an important conversation to have.
Honestly,
Yes.
it actually hurt to have that conversation with Arngrim.
My heart. My tiny
Why
skin.
did it hurt for you?
Well, at least you got some.
Because I could feel the weight of what you/he was saying, and as someone who has the habit of going into characters to the point where I have, you know, a sort of
Investments.
emotional investment to the point of I feel their pain. It fucking.
I think we all do that, though. That just means you care about
feels-
the pain of the character.
Yeah, but it fucking stung.
Yeah. I've thought a lot this past week about going back to tradition. It means I don't think orcs are gonna work for me, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was so much ow.
But
Yeah.
I'll be honest, both of them had a character moment where they can just take that and use it to grow.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like that. And it's his way of saying, you know, it hurt. I like to, but at the same time, you know,
You
shit
get
don't
food
always
from
work
the
out.
bakery.
So, what's that?
I might get booted for the bakery if he shows up with, you know.
Well, it's his bakery now. His dad's dead.
Oh shit.
Now it's his place. No one can kick him from it, no matter how
Because it
weird or
will.
taboo he is. But it appears he's gotten out of his young, rebellious phase.
Now he's a responsible adult.
Now he's a responsible adult. The king pat my head, or pat my back and shook my hand and ate my stoop. I have reached Nirvana.
It's been a very good Arngrim episode.
Yeah,
He's
he's never
got
gonna-
needlessly out. He's moved on from things he thought and used to think he knew.
Yeah.
Got to
We all grow, man.
Yeah, he's never washing that back.
And Zerth was smooth as fuck. If I could just,
It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, Zerth's a bard, so.
Yeah, but
yeah, but not
every
every bar
fucking
has to be smooth.
Zerth seduces the king.
oh no, he's got a new
Oh my
queen.
god.
Why am I halfway expecting
Yes, Queen
that to
Slut.
happen?
I don't know if I like or don't like the idea of Queen Zerth.
Queen Zerth.
Queen Death.
Yes, Queen Slay.
Queen under the
Don't.
mountain.
Just fucking.
Also, it's a good.
Don't.
I wouldn't say send off Arngrim, but it means he's a lot more resolved as a character now that this has happened, as opposed to before, where there was an awkward conversation and then a sad.
Yep. And here, King likes me, guys. I got to be his bodyguard for a little while.
A
Holy
satisfactory-
shit!
Now he gets to fight back to back with King.
Or
Oh
watch.
man, you have any idea? Oh, that's Those one of his goals. The primary goal is literally like, oh man, dwarven cities are so safe and they're so comfortable and like no one has to do heroic shit anymore because it's too stiff now. Man, I want to go out and be an adventurer and not just be a poor bread baker. And then here comes Adventure knocking and he's like, just so excited. I get to beat somebody.
I feel like the entirety of the battle prep where everyone's outside getting ready for the charge, he's just nervously and feverishly shining his head.
Oh yeah, he's got a cloth with some wax on it and he's just like going to town and Zerth has to be like, no, it's going to go raw.
Oh, I must look perfect. This is my time.
The mustache, is it balanced? Do it need a trimpion with me?
Does it need more wax?
Do I need more wax? Says the local man with honeycomb beard.
So wait, so what was the plan again for you guys? You wanted to fight alongside the king, or did you want?
No, Arngrim is fighting.
The king is
Arngrim.
Yeah.
NPCs are fading to the background now.
Right.
And
all
they
backup
are-
characters are in the background. They're
Yeah.
gonna be with the king, like assaulting the front, and then all the party is
For all intent,
attacking from the back.
yeah, for all intents and purposes, they're there, but not necessarily part of the focus of the scene.
Right.
As in, let's not roll for them. Let's just have them do things off screen or whatever. Or if they come on screen, like the king's on screen, right? And Arngrim has glued himself to the king's butt to protect him. Arngrim just does stuff with the king. And it just happens, you don't have to roll, and it can just be your easy thematic this happens card.
Yeah,
Use it
okay.
to build the scene of a battle.
Yeah.
Why am I
Rather than
picturing
having
Arngrim?
It's a tool to expedite a description rather than bog down with more rolls.
Why am I just
Because
picturing
something Vellum said,
picking up the
or
fucking
Sable said,
king
and I agree.
and placing the king on his shoulder and just fucking, carrying him onwards like a fucking steed.
In full plate.
Well, Arngrim? He won't carry the king into combat. He doesn't want to carry the king. He'll follow the king into combat, but he doesn't want to lead the king into danger, Because what if the king gets hurt and dies? Then he'll be the guy that led the king to die. He's gonna have to strike himself for that.
I must
What do you do when you have a grudge against yourself?
You're gonna have to grease the head to make it shine go away. Just all the dirt.
Quick, Your Majesty, hide behind my shiny head. They'll never see you.
It's a blinding spotlight. They won't be able to focus our spells. Disrupt their line of sight. Ching.
That is true. They'd have to be able to see the target.
Or
Yeah,
just throw
you
a
can't
fireball at the shine.
They can't see the target. They can't cast most spells.
You'll need to make a Constitution saving throw, or be blinded until the start of Arngrim's next round.
Close your eyes.
Con save versus blinding. Jesus
What?
Christ, man.
Or they could just throw a fireball in the general direction. That seems to work.
That tends to work.
All of
You're
four.
right. And that's why I think I have spells for that.
Counter
So-
spell?
I thought there's some other spell. I think it's like warning something.
So,
Can't
question, just to get it out of the way now.
What?
Are we waiting for Grunker to come back before going in, or are we going in and then waiting for
Yes.
Grunker, and while that's happening, Grunker's on his way?
No. We're waiting for Dunka. We shouldn't have a big social session like this, and then for the next super big combat session, leave out the combat-focused character. That would suck. That wouldn't be fun for him. And even not looking at that, I don't want to go into combat without my fucking tactical nuke Grunka.
Your wall of meat.
You are
guys,
tired
we finally
of meat.
leveled. Finally
Yeah.
got to that level we've been technically
The
having.
level we got four sessions ago, we finally get to fly.
Right.
Yeah, but finally leveled, woo!
Remind me never to give in to your demands of a level.
No.
No, give us the
I'm
level.
surprised
I'm
it
waiting
even
for the level
is.
until long rest. That's how the rules work.
I'm surprised you
I
even
mean-
did.
No, I mean,
Like, they don't have to be after a long rest, but I don't think there's actually anything in the book that says when your level applies.
Yeah, you have to. I believe it has to be on a long rest search.
I don't know, maybe. Like, it's...
I know you have to finish doing all of the leveling before you can play. Like, if you level them, you have to level everything.
In fact,
You can't have like...
story-wise, it makes sense to gain a level after Crowfist. I think we were just poking fun about, oh, do we get a level for the tournament as well?
I think you're gonna have that plan ready tournament end to be.
Yeah. I think
that's
that's
other
why...
shit happened afterwards, but you know, the tournament ended.
The reason why we gave you shit, Janner, and we did it in a fun way, like an actual give it to us, what the fuck's wrong with you, but we're poking fun at you here.
I know. There's no
milestones and shit.
Mhm.
And like, killing a legendary dragon doesn't level you up, but finding gates to a capital does. And you can see why that's kind of like a... Yeah, hold on a minute, you know?
Wait a minute.
I have a decent AC now, guys, and I no longer suck at stealth.
I'm starting to hit my issue here. Do I continue to use the big ass greatsword and have 20 AC, or do I use my normal sword and use my big ass shield and have 24?
As terrifying as that sword is, I feel like you probably want to be hardier in what is essentially a mass war zone.
You know what you do, actually? You turn yourself into a mountain folk somehow, and you wield both.
Fuck it.
I mean,
I have a question regarding the tower shield.
Yep.
Go for it.
Its AC bonus is a free, right?
It has a bonus AC for being masterwork as well.
Alright. Now my question becomes, what happened if you enchant it?
Well, that will be a question for us later, Ducky.
Well, I mean,
I would say...
technically nothing, because it just gives it a +1, and Masterwork would probably get overridden by it.
That's what I'm curious about. Does a magical enchant override the...
I would argue...
Wait, didn't
that
we... I was gonna say, didn't we have this talk before? Because I remember hearing saying that it's only a masterwork can be enchanted.
We had a similar discussion, but not this exact.
Yeah,
right. I'm gonna stop recording here. Otherwise,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Doop.